I found it on a list of how to survive Phil's campaigns. Roll only with the Star Wars dice app.
All right. Well, we're recording now. Welcome to the Dice Are Bad Storytellers. This is session 5 of Ojoysa. And my, if we had a shocking event happen last session. Johan tossed off the ship. I am joined by Addison as Sir Emory, Addie as Lyre, Daniel Monzingo as Corvus, Alex as Qiao, and Phil as no one yet. But we will get into that. The ship took off after leaving Johan in the dust, and there was an awkward silence for a while, but everyone, continued, returned back to their jobs. You guys went to sleep that night, had the dream where you saw Smudge Boy marking up on Johan's face, and the one that Karina was awake for. The next morning, she tells everyone about this, and you guys continue on toward the cradle. For this day, this is kind of, your resting day, your healing day, your day to kind of like get things figured out. Is there anything people would like to do before we go to sleep? It looks like it's going to take another 2 days roughly to reach the cradle.
I would like to talk to Sir Emory and see if there are any spells he knows I can copy into my spell book, and I will offer to swap.
Oh, absolutely, dear boy. Jacom, do you want me to send him, should we share the spells I have?
Yeah, you can send him spells you have, as long as they're not specifically Aurelian, which is your rune fighter stuff, then he will be able to do them. Okay,
very good. So I will go ahead and send these over to you.
But you will be limited by how much time you have in the day. I know that there's limits on what you can write into your spell book for time and hours. So be aware that you kind of have to shop with what time you have.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We have Sir Emory's Lightning Advance, Sir Emory's Runic Trap, and Sir Emory's Petrifying Pulse.
Okay.
Send them on over to you.
Here, do you?
So you can do that while we're, talking about other things. I'll let you explore those spells and figure out what you want to copy in.
And are there any other spells you're looking for in particular? Any canon spells?
It'd be nice to have something that can do damage. I don't know what your highest level spells are.
I have a fireball. I have burning hands.
Mm-hmm.
Vampiric touch. I have vampiric touch.
Vampiric touch
personal
would not be bad. I have to. That's probably the one I'd go for first, other than the Sir Emory's custom spells. So that'd be good.
Cool.
Are there any spells that you want? I've got Ice Knife, Long Strider, Shield, Witch Bolt, Dragon's Breath, Shadow Blade. Let's see.
Wow.
Haste.
I could take the Ice Knife. I probably won't prepare it often, but Ice Knife and Dragon's Breath would be nice to have.
Yeah, and I have greater visibility too.
Ooh.
And Watery Sphere, which apparently comes in clutch more often than I would expect.
Yes.
So
yeah, no kidding.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we off session? I can share. I essentially just send you the spell list I have, and you can copy what you'd like, and just we'll do that.
To bring this back into the world, these two huge nerds at about 8, 9 a.m. in the morning put out their spell books on a table out on the deck and just start trading notes and going back and forth for a couple hours.
Very to watch.
I'm like, I have spells too,
At some point during the studying, Emory breaks out a book and he's like, I have been working on this for a long time. It mentions there's a very powerful spell in here for protecting writing, and I haven't been able to find it yet. And he pulls out the book and starts looking over it, and he says, it says it should be somewhere in, and the book explodes.
Do you want to take damage off of it?
Yeah, each of us takes 66 damage.
What?
And the book is disintegrated.
I mean, you guys will have rest. I won't, you guys have a long rest before the end of it, so this will just be flavor. The book explodes, deals substantial damage. You can do a deck save against his spell DC if you'd like.
That's 18.
Natural 20.
Do you have an 18 spell save?
No. Oh, I might have a higher. Nope, 17 spell save.
17. That's still pretty high.
5 plus my dex of what? Oh God, I take full damage.
Yeah, I rolled an at 20, so I'm good.
You're good. Yeah, but we took 18 points of damage. Yours is reduced to 9.
I guess I'm blasted across part of the walkway.
And Emory spends the rest of the day trying to figure out how to recreate that spell.
So right before you saw, Karina actually made her save, so she only took half damage from that. She was about to reach for you to stop it. And after the explosion happened, she goes, I was reading what was underneath that, and it said, beware this glyph, it will explode. Or she says it out loud, and I knew it had something dangerous in it. I didn't know what it was. But, you realize because she can speak the language, verbally, she's starting to have insights into it. And so as you guys are studying this book, it's kind of like the awkward teacher thing where you call her over once every 10 minutes to read a new section out loud so you can understand it. And you realize that a lot of these runes and glyphs that you thought were useless magically, you thought they were just descriptive, have verbal components. And so you suddenly discover all of these spells that you didn't realize existed because you didn't realize they ever had verbal components because you didn't know the verbal components. Mm-hmm. And so that opens up a whole other can of worms that's super involved and interesting. In this conversation, Karina stops suddenly, and there's this awkward moment where she goes, "Oh. So warlocks can be created by children of Greenwater having sex with other people, right? What is that defined as? What is sex defined as magically?"
I say, when there's biologically, it's sometimes just for recreation, and I launch into this description of
all the details.
Qiao. So that is not what she meant.
No, it is. It is what I meant.
Do I have any insight on sex magically?
Yeah, so you find, and this is something that'll be common knowledge for two professionals like you. Anybody who, there just has to be physical contact and one party has to orgasm, and that counts. That counts as sexual contact magically. Yeah, Phil?
Wow, the Puritans are right.
Does Karina remember that Johann specifically admitted to her that he fucked everyone?
She does.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you see that realization dawn on her as well. And she says, thank you. That's very clear. She takes you by the arm, Lyre. Before she does it, she does. And it has to be a child of let me explain it. So if a person had sex, so for instance,
child is not a good thing.
Orellin. No. So for instance, with Orellin, because they are the most famous case of this. If the King Orellin slept with a person, and then that person slept with another person, the third person wouldn't be a warlock, right? And that's correct, just so you guys that's something that you'd know. It doesn't travel, it's only people that are the original person.
Bloodline, yeah.
Yeah. So you can't double up. She grabs you by the arm, Lyre, and goes, look, every 3 days we become more powerful. They're all getting left behind. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it may be in a tactical best interest to bestow some levels here. She doesn't say levels, but you get what I mean.
Are you saying one of us commits suicide to the other?
No.
Oh.
I thought she was making a different proposition.
We sleep with the other members of our party to give them warlock levels.
I'm sorry, is this the middle of it?
When we all realize the bard is a virgin.
I was about to say, don't tell me the bard doesn't know about how the sexual definition of, or the magical definition of sex.
Oh my gosh. I love the idea that your first thought is, you want to kill me?
Yeah, that's the first thought that Lyre just had there. Is
Oh my gosh. That's hysterical.
is
Okay.
I'm like,
So,
I wanted it to be special.
she goes, her face
God.
darkens. Oh.
Oh my god.
It will be, sweetie. Forget I said anything. Forget I said anything. It's one of those weird moments where, like, someone who's older than you suddenly, or you think is older than you, is suddenly younger than you. And like Rita, like looked at you as like more worldly, more experienced, and everything. And suddenly she's like, "My little sister." Oh God. Okay. As the day progresses, I want to ask Corvus, is there anything you want to do with this time in the morning? And because you weren't here last session, I do want to give you a moment. What is Corvus thinking about the events of the past day? What's going on in his mind?
You're muted.
You're not muted, you're just really quiet.
Yeah,
You're
just
hearing him
super
through
quiet.
my mic, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're hearing him through Phil's mic.
Yeah, he's one room over.
So either turn your mic on or yell really loud.
Or you can just come in here.
I had to adjust my input settings because when I first logged in, my headset
So-
wasn't.
We'll give you a second to figure that out. We'll go on to another story point. Let me know when your mic's working on. We'll say Qiao, you get, or excuse me, Lyre, you get this message spell right in the morning. You get a sending spell. And you recognize this voice as Radle from back in Shigua, the old, captain. It's only 20 words long. This is a limited sending. It says this: Moody and Allegra have died, helping Asia carry the key. Meet us in Reliquary. You have a spy, not Johann.
Well. Oh, what do I do with this information? Where are we going again?
So right now you're going to the Cradle of Errol. Reliquary is what you've learned is the heart of kind of the city, of kind of the nation that you're in. Radle, and this is just some lore for you in terms of like your relationship to Radle. Your group of thieves was very, very scary in Shigua. Not because you killed a lot of people, but because you guys knew everything. And you've never had a reason to doubt any of Radle's intel. But he hasn't mentioned anything about a key. I mean, this is all brand new information. He seems to just be cluing you on because it involves your sisters.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Moody was your eldest brother who was going to work at the factory, and Allegra was the sister just younger than you.
Yeah. I remember Allegra. Did not remember Moody's name.
Allegra's the name of my allergy pills.
Okay,
So-
can y'all hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
now I can hear you.
Okay.
So Corvus, get into your feelings on stuff.
Well, because of the increase, because of the fact that, it happened again as far as the earthquake and the warlock stuff, and that it wasn't just an isolated incident, he has more interest, as much as he finds the group kind of distasteful at the moment and doesn't really see eye to eye with some things, and getting in touch with the order, which he assumes will happen. He doesn't feel... Well, he can agree and get on board with having Johann, be kicked off. He doesn't feel that it was necessary to do exactly what was done because he assumes that Johann is probably dead now because he wouldn't have known or wouldn't have really seen that that Johann had some measure of, staying alive. But he doesn't feel that he was bad enough to justify being killed, which is, again, what he assumes happened. That's mostly it right now.
Okay. So still, dissecting a lot of thoughts about, what's going on there. Okay. Sounds good. Sorry, I'm doing some last second stuff here. Okay. So, after that, Qiao, you get your message spell as you're standing next to this person. And this is actually from your mother, Entris. And this is what this says. Shigua fallen, Emperor dead, warlocks began warring factions and killed most nobles. I love you. Come back to us soon.
I just kind of stand there and I'm going to turn to Sir Emory and I'm going to say, we need to conclude this business as quickly as possible. I need to leave.
You have something better to do than collecting treasure and exploring Aurelic ruins.
Yes, Shiguan has fallen and the nobility is being slaughtered. And that's a problem.
Do you have any ties to the Aurelic royals? Or sorry, not the Aurelic royals, the Shiguan royals.
Yes.
Who? I thought you're a Triton, yes.
I'll tell them about my father.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, my father is I'm actually half Triton. My father is a Shiguan noble.
Is he dead?
I don't know, but I figure my mother would have mentioned it if he was dead, but perhaps not.
Oy. Do I know Jacom? Are there a lot of people out here exploring these ruins, or are we kind of the guys? Are we kind of the people that are doing it?
You're kind of the guys. You're kind of the only people who would be traveling out this far.
Good.
Now that we're here, Alex, if you could roll me, and actually Lyre as well, both of you roll me intelligence checks. And Sir Emory, for Atria, can you roll me a perception check? This could be with
straight intelligence?
Yeah, we'll just do either intelligence or history.
Okay, history is better. That's going to be a 25.
25, wow, okay.
21 for the bard.
Joke's on you, check. I pulled this physical die out of my phone from the Star Wars dice app.
Nice.
Pulled it right out of the digits and the numbers. Mm-hmm.
I am a buffoon and did not have Atreya's sheet pulled up, but I am rolling that now.
I'll visit what's going on with Lyre and Qiao.
20 total.
20 total, all really good rolls. Okay, so Lyre, you see, you think about what's going on back home and that your siblings died, and you realize Shigua just had a lot more sexual activity there. So there's probably way more nobles there. You know that there's way more warlocks there. You know that Greenwater spent most of his young life there, and so there are probably lots of children who have grown up to adulthood and then had their own children. And so there's even more original warlocks as well that would be creating more warlocks. And so the experience that Old Wessex had was probably a fraction of what happened in Shigua. in terms of people getting power and chaos that happened. Alex, because you got a 25, I'm going to give you these two things. You have a memory, suddenly, of a funeral you went to right after the wedding. And it was the funeral for the emperor's son after he was discovered to be dead in the boat. And you were attending that with the emperor. There's a select group of people that are at this funeral for this child. With a 25, you're sitting there and you remember suddenly that he put something golden in the casket as they closed it. It was kind of his like goodbye to his son, either a coin or some sort of memoir. But we probably at the time just assumed it was a coin or a toy or something. In this flash of a 25 history check and hearing this bad news, you remember that there was a cage at the wedding, and cages typically have keys.
Oh.
I want to say for the record, even though there's no point, Johann was not responsible for the death of the child.
All right.
Sure.
Incorrect. I didn't kill her. I just told the guard to go out to sea and then wished to my patron that the ship would capsize. I didn't kill her.
Wishes don't mean anything when you're a warlock.
No.
So you kind of have these like flashes of like realizations, and it's still too loose a connection to like draw a clear line. But I'm assuming you guys haven't shared what your messages were with each other.
I guess I did, because I told Sir Emory about the murders and stuff. Oh no, all those orgies.
I'll let him know when he tells me that. Given that we're the only ones out here and that like the ruins and the treasure isn't going to anybody else, I'll tell him, you give the word and we turn the ship around. We go to Shigua. What do you say?
Did I previously get the impression that potentially so the thing that's causing this, do I have a kind of like astral direction of where it is? Do I think it's where we're going?
Where what is?
The source of this disturbance, because I assume it's pith, but...
So what do you mean by disturbance? Do you mean like...
the warlock thing.
Like everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say this is a pretty cartoonishly large cosmic event. You can tell it's not Shigua because it's too far to the north from where you are. If it was Shigua, it'd be almost directly to the east. So you assume it would probably be Reliquary at this point. That'd probably be your best guess.
Which is where we're going, right?
You're going to the Cradle of Errol right now, which is where Sir Emory believes is a good spot to send the kingdom.
And the Reliquary, did we find something that could lead us there? Didn't we dust or something?
Mm-hmm.
Do you still have that dust?
I do, yes.
I think whatever's causing this is a result of something I feel like, based on what I've sensed in the Magosphere, that the Reliquary is where this problem is coming from. And I feel as though perhaps if we solve this problem, there won't be an issue to come back to in Shigua. It's probably more efficient than just going back. My father's an accomplished wizard. He's a powerful man. I can only hope that he will persist until we're able to solve this problem. Because if not,
yeah.
Well.
And another thing you'd know too is the Triton culture is probably pretty insulated from all of this. Like, there's no reason to believe that there are any warlocks anywhere that are Tritons right now.
right.
And so they're probably much safer than Shigua itself.
I'll say, very wise decision. Atreya,
Yeah.
get a compass, and I'll go forward towards Atreya with that bag of called? I forget what it's called. The Dust of the Heart.
Yeah. So she's looking off. She has that 20 perception. She sees stuff, and so she does this with you. She does. What do you want me to do with the dust? She holds up the compass, watches as it points around.
I'll take a pinch of the dust and say, take a read of which direction this dust is heading in, and plot a course that way. And I take a pinch and throw it in the air.
She looks and watches it really carefully. And then she kind of does some notes and draws like a loose vector in the direction that you need to go. Before she does, okay, we'll change heading immediately. Captain,
Very good.
Before you head off, I was just looking off that way. And there is a strange cave of some sort over there. It looks like I deal with sea monsters, so I don't know normal land monsters, but it looks like whatever it was is big. It's not there anymore. She points out, and you see this like scarred, scorched area of land over like, I'll say maybe 500 feet away.
I'll call out to everybody and gather them all, and we'll have a little chat real quick.
We will come back to that chat as we kind of do a little story weaving here. We go back about 1,500 years from now. The camera goes down and hits floor level, and we see a gray-skinned guy who has some armor on but has taken some of it off to run, and this guy is just... I want to, Phil, for your character, I want you to roll me 2 con saves real quick. This is your 51st mile that you've run. Your horse died about 100 miles back. And this is your 5th hour of straight running, chasing down this dragon.
29.
29. Wow. That was your first one?
Yep.
This is easy. You know, you came with a small regiment of soldiers. All of them have failed to keep up with you. Your dusty brown or gray skin that's like stone infused is just not even sweating. You were just boom, 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 running at like 7-minute miles for 50 miles at a time. What's going through your character's head right now?
All those other people are slow. How did I get pegged with so many people who couldn't keep up?
Just rocketing down. You've got a golden brace that's like that Queen Orellin gave to you. And this is supposed to basically lay to rest this dragon who's been terrorizing this area. Eucidine the Blue, this dragon who is just terrifying, and almost all the other dragons have disappeared with Orellin blessing the cradle of Orellin, but this one refuses to stop attacking this city. And it is using like guerrilla tactics. It'll run from place to place and blast lightning at the city and then disappear. But this time you wounded it, and this is your shot to catch this thing. So roll me perception checks as you're getting up to this. Roll me just one of them. 5? You trip and slip into a crack in the ground and find yourself in a cage, bash up against some rocks, receive no damage whatsoever. But you recognize this immediately to be the cave there he must be hiding through pure dumb luck. You're muted. No.
I mean, I can hear you, but that's because you're one room over.
Dang it.
That's fair play.
We got anything yet?
There we go.
There we go.
How about now?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
You good? Okay. My Yeti mic always seems to have problems, and I don't know why. So I guess we're just going to deal without that today. But anywho, I say, this must be the dragon's lair. At long last, I've found it.
I love it. All right. So you're exploring this thing. And just for brevity, you find this dragon. It is sleeping. It is fearsome. And roll me a stealth check to try and slip this on there without him noticing.
Disadvantage, that'll be an 11.
An 11. This is all in the past, so I'm gonna say you sneak up on him, you put it over his neck, and you see him start to, wriggle and writhe and like freak out. Roll me a strength saving throw.
While I'm doing this, or while this is happening, I'm gonna say, "Good. I'm glad you're awake. I would have felt bad about taking you down while you were asleep." And that'll be a 30.
30. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, he screams out like, "Dirt of Torin, you creature! Where are my And then you snap it over his neck, and you feel all of his muscles relax, and you feel his head slam against the ground, his arms hit the ground, and he goes completely silent. As you walk around to like inspect him, yeah.
Can you guys hear me now at all?
No.
You're very
It's pretty low.
Still not working? All right.
Now
As
you're
you're
just
leaving
gone.
this... Oh, now you're muted.
Literally.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. As you're leaving this cave, you come around and you see the dragon's eyes, and they are intelligent. They are awake. They are cognizant of what's happening around him. And he is angry. He's got these furrowed eyes. And the brace that you put around his neck was this complicated, beautiful, like, bracer, basically. And it, like, just barely fit around his neck and snapped tightly and had a bunch of, like, brackets and things keeping it connected.
Okay.
He's unable to speak.
You won't be terrorizing anyone anymore. Trust me, your days of terror are over.
He is unable to respond. Do you leave?
A creature such as yourself is quite beautiful, especially the color of your scales. Of course, just leaving you here would be a bit of a disservice, because you could escape. And I draw my swords.
All right. Well, are you just going to try and hack into him?
I'm going to specifically cut off its head.
Ooh, okay. You slice off its head. I'm gonna say this wasn't in was it refusal of an order from Errol, but Errol didn't ask you to do this, and you weren't sure why because you assumed you could kill him. After you slice off his head, something that happens that you don't think is supposed to happen with creatures happens. Neither part dies. His head is still alive and bleeding, and his body is still alive and not moving. He's not breathing. He's in this full stasis position. But this blow should have killed the dragon, and for some reason it has not. Its body parts are just separate but alive.
Well, that's a bit much for my IQ, and I leave. I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay, sounds good. That's a bit higher than my pay grade. You leave. All right. Now, after you leave this cave, we're going to cut back to this scene up here. Emory, you've called this meeting.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Why is
Muted.
this
There we go.
around?
Friends, we have two choices in front of us. The first, we proceed to the cradle, or to a realm quarry, rather. We proceed, no, where is it? Jacom, realm quarry, or the cradle?
The cradle of Errol is where you're
we
going
just took the
now.
plot. Perfect.
Right.
We either proceed to the cradle of Aurelian, or we check out that cool cave over there.
Can you hear me? No.
Yes.
Mine votes for the cool cave. Now, let me make a case before you argue against getting sidetracked. Let me make a case. Atreya here says there's evidence
Can
of
you hear me
something quite large. Yes. Something quite large having once lived there, but she says it's gone.
And what proof of that do we have?
Atreya.
Well, I mean,
Doesn't
I told you, Emory, like, I don't know what land creatures are like. For all I know, that was like a brush fire, but there's like claw marks, and I mean, I'm not a ranger, you know, like I don't know what it is, but it looks like a thing. I mean, Alex, I want you to make me a
It
wisdom.
looks like a thing.
Alex, I want you to make me a
Atreya, plot a
wisdom
course for the
saving
thing.
throw.
Oh, what?
Oh, no.
Me?
Alex.
Alex.
Wisdom save. Good deal. 3.
Yo.
Get fucked.
You feel kind of like firm, warm hands reach into your brain, and you feel them pluck that memory. Not pluck it out so you don't remember it, but see there and be there with you in that memory of the funeral. But for everyone else, a woman who is straddling the side of the ship with long red hair has just appeared out of invisibility and has a finger pointed at Qiao. And she goes,
How far away?
very close. Probably, you know, she's sitting there straddling it. She's got long hair. Qiao and Lyre, you would recognize this as Karina. Or not Karina, excuse me. Evelyn. And she goes, I was there at the funeral with you, and you don't remember me. And then she looks at her own hands and goes, so that goes away when I cast spells.
I'm going to point at her, and
Like,
I'm going to say...
well, the moment I like see her just pop up and more so pointed at Qiao, there is immediately a dart thrown.
Okay.
I'm going to say, we can't let her get away.
So,
Whoa.
so let me, oh shoot, come on, pull up.
You, ma'am, have illegally boarded our ship.
Well, I'm not the only one. And let me see, where is that spell? I thought she had she does. That's with disadvantage, Daniel, because of an entropic lord.
Okay, all right, well, 1, 2, that's going to be a 19 to hit with the first one.
Hits.
And then the second one comes right after it. I assume still with disadvantage?
No, I think it's just the first spell, but go ahead.
Okay, well,
First attack.
without... So, first attack then was the 19. The second attack was a 19 on the dice.
Wow.
So that hits.
How much damage?
Each dart is going to do respectively 8 and 7 damage. I almost rolled max damage on both darts, plus the con save against poison.
Yep, just one of those,
For
right?
both.
For both.
For both darts, assuming that she successfully saves on the first one. Although we should probably go over that in more detail, but I'm just using currently my monk save DC stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. She got and it's a con save, she got a 15 for both.
Okay, well then, I believe... Where'd it go? Yep, that is a success on both, so she's not poisoned. But...
How much damage does she take?
7 plus 8, so...
Another 15?
15. Well,
She
Or
goes,
14.
oh shit, why'd you do that? You guys invited me here. Remember you guys said meet you at the tavern. We met you at the tavern. We just did it invisibly and then came on your ship.
I'm going to point at her with my trident, and I'm going to say, you were going to tell me while you're digging around in my mind.
You looked really sad, and I was curious. Jeez.
No. Now.
Puts her hands through her hair. Okay, you see, she's like literally straddling the side of the ship still. She goes, I'm doing what's called a stock straddle. You see, we were here for Johann's little freak out, which basically was, I'm going to go kill Pith. I'm going to find the weapon. You guys seem to have a different plan. So I thought, we've got two people, Elizabeth and I. She goes with Johann, I stay with you. And once we figure out who's right, we join whichever side wins. The only cost is that we're separated. So that's my plan.
So
Your plan is to stow aboard the ship when you specifically saw us throw the Chosen of Pith over the side of the ship. You really think that was a smart idea?
Okay, hey, it was a smart idea until I got greedy and wanted to know what your friend was thinking. I recognize this hasn't gone the way I planned, but I have an offering to you. Like I said, I'm not the only stowaway on our ship.
I'm going to quietly mutter.
And where
to...
exactly is the other?
What are you going to
Quietly
do?
mutter your muttering?
Real quick, Qiao?
I'm assuming I'm still standing next to Sir Emory, and I'm going to say, how good are you at grappling people?
Oh, very.
I'm going to reach...
Actually, that's incorrect. I'm not that great. I lied. Very strong, but I haven't very much practiced grappling. It's so. Ugh.
I guess what I'm asking you is, do you have athletics?
No, but I'm very strong.
No.
Okay.
Also, I'm capable of petrifying her. Temporarily.
Didn't have any trouble.
I am going to reach over to the side, and I am going to cast Skill Empowerment on. I'm going to cast Skill Empowerment on Sir Emory, and for the next minute, for the next hour, you have expertise in athletics.
Oh, goddamn.
Jeez.
And then I'm going to turn to Evelyn, and I'm going to do nothing but counterspell any attempt she makes to teleport, or any kind of get out of here kind of thing.
So you're preparing your reaction. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. So you can choose to do this as you will. She points at one of your crewmates, one of the 4 other crewmates that's on the deal, and she goes, that one isn't who they say they are. And she gets ready to cast a spell magic on this person.
I mean,
let it happen.
Let it happen.
If I can recognize it as Dispel Magic, I'm not going to stop her.
Wait,
We'll
so
say
spell
you're
slots,
talented enough. You see this glamour fall off the person there, and it is someone in Corvus's robes. It is someone who's in the same color and order and has the same kind of mask. You haven't heard her voice yet, but this seems to be a woman, Corvus. And she goes, see, look, the only reason I found out was because I was invisible. If it weren't for that, she was exceptionally good. Your crewmate is actually asleep under some poisons underneath the ship. Like, if I wasn't invisible, I would have never known.
I wasn't expecting that much from you.
Alarin, you can't see her face, but she starts sprinting towards the end of the ship and is going to try and jump off the edge of the ship.
Yeah, she's not going to make it.
Yeah.
I say, same plan, different person.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume that I'll have the probably quickest just because monks move stupidly fast.
And we'll say she only gets half of her movement because this is basically a surprise round.
I'll, try to hit her twice first time I'll hit her That's going to be a 19 to hit. So that's going to hit.
Yeah. You have your character sheet.
That's true, actually. Let me pull that up.
I can pull it up myself. I have it.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a 19 to hit, and then she needs to make a con save.
Oh, okay. 19 to hit. That will definitely hit. And then her con save is only a 7 or an 8.
Beautiful. Well, that's 1 key point down for me. And
tell me what damage she gets.
She is stunned.
Oh, jeez, monks.
And she takes 9 bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
But the big thing is she's stunned, so she just stops. She can't move. None of it.
Okay. I'm just gonna flavor this up. She starts to run. You in like anime style, 2 moves, just bop her in the side of the head, like the temple, and she smacks into the side of the ship's like bow, the stern, head clearly just clobbers into it, hits her in the brow of the head, and she's not unconscious, but you can tell she's like super, super dazed.
How far away am I from Evelyn?
We'll say you're just like within 15 feet. This is a pretty small ship.
Excellent. Emory starts running forward towards her, and mid-stride, Emory grows into his size doubles. He becomes like 12 feet tall, and he like stomps over towards her and grabs her. I'm invoking Giant's Might. So I have advantage and expertise in athletics.
I'm going to say that like she was like brushing through her hair, clearly very relaxed in this moment. I'm going to have fun with Evelyn. You walk up, grab her around the waist, and she goes, well, hello. Fast, aren't we? Holy cow.
What's her last name again?
We just met. This is Saren.
Saren? Yeah. So first of all, natural 20, 34.
Oh my God.
Yep, he has +4, naturally +4, plus expertise is +10. So 34. And he'll pick her up. He's got her like by the shoulders, stare at her and say, Evelyn Saren. We'll get to that. I've been meaning to marry into some royal family. And he's...
Okay, because it's a 34 and this is kind of her thing, I'm going to say she gives like a too sexual to be accidental like moan sound as you throw her over your shoulder. That's like a little much. Like she's going a little extra on this. But yeah, you clearly like firm grasp, fully like restrained. With a 34, like I'll honor it with giving her, and a nat 20, she got like a 3. No, she is like clearly a caster, easily captured over your arm.
I'll
you're muted.
Tie her up next round.
Okay, sounds good.
Lyre's visibly uncomfortable.
Karina's kind of like she's processing everything that's happened as well. She goes to Alarin actually, and you don't actually know if it's Alarin yet, but you assume because she's been following you for this past while. And she actually tends to her a little bit to make sure she's not like dead. Daniel, she's too stunned to do this, but Alarin's the type to poison pill, and so you probably would have to stop her from.
I know it would be a nope. Tie her up quick and make sure they're as tight as humanly possible, or she'll slip out.
Well, you guys got a literal monster.
You, strong man.
One moment.
Sir Warren, hurry before she wakes up.
Oh, fine. Here, take this, and I'll throw Evelyn to him and go tie her up.
Okay.
She like puts her finger down your mask and is like, I wonder who you are. And is being very flirty with you as well.
I tie her up.
Oh,
Well, that's one way to get the party levels.
Whoa!
That I say this as somebody who, for the last campaign and 4 sessions, played the single darkest, most despicable person in the entire campaign. And what you just said was fucking dark.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying you were going to kill her again, but no, you're going to sleep with her.
No! Jesus.
No, I meant
Addie.
test around no sex level.
Oh my god!
No.
Did you
Once
not
again,
enter?
this is even more like that part of it that everyone likes to
I
forget.
feel like Johan left a bigger impression on you all than they thought.
No, it's just the bard. No one else made it weird.
Okay. And to explain how far everyone's lowered, Karina like sees you in that thought, and she's like, "It wouldn't work. She's not a base. She's a warlock through sleeping in. She's not a warlock through blood. So
But
you'd have to pass around one of us." What? She said.
We'll get to that too later.
I'm just gonna say, and this is a square knot. I'm like not paying attention.
All right, you could've passed around the
I'm
Johan.
helping tie up. Anyway,
I need a minute.
Okay.
How good are people with video editing software?
This is awesome. I feel bad. It looks like you're crying. Okay.
I'm not
So
crying.
this-
I'm just laughing that hard.
So this kind of all starts happening. Atria, who has returned to the mast to try and tend to the ship, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw for Atria. And I want you to have your ship's stats up.
Ooh, okay. Oh shit, that's a 5 on the die for an 11.
5 on the die for an 11. That's not so bad that another bad thing is going to happen. A giant explosion of electricity comes towards you, and your ship takes 80 lightning damage as a bolt of lightning shoots from the earth and smashes into the ship.
God damn. That's reduced by 10, correct? It has
Yeah.
damage resistance. Okay, perfect. To 30. Oh, sorry, 130. Holy God. Where did that come from?
Atria is as confused as you are. I was going to make her do it at disadvantage if she got a 20 on her perception check earlier. She points down towards the earth, and this blue lizard creature that is extremely large that was traveling in the same direction you were, has spotted your ship and launched some lightning at it. And she looks to you for directions. And the ship is rocked. Everything is thrown up, in intense chaos.
Is the creature on the ground, or is the creature in the air or in the water? Where's the creature?
The creature is on the ground, and as you're recognizing that, it takes off and begins to fly.
Oh God. Okay.
I don't want to alarm
how
anyone.
How
That
fast
looks
is
like
it?
a fucking dragon.
Yeah. How fast is it moving? Could we outrun it?
So, yeah, Alarin looks at it and makes a quick calculation herself. She goes, if we exhaust the sails, if we go as fast as we can outpace it. But I don't know how dragons work. It might still be able to track us.
Take us over the land, or bring the ship down into the water. We're not crashing this thing.
We're not crashing this thing? Okay.
No.
Okay, she starts to lower her altitude. How is your ship doing, by the way? How many more hit points does it have?
130.
Cool.
Oh.
Okay. So the ship starts to lower, and the dragon begins to approach, seeming to be more curious than anything. But you guys still have the speed advantage. She's nervously looking at it approaching, and is like, "Captain, do we take off? Do we go fast?"
First of all, you're the captain. I'm hiring you. I'm paying you. Second.
Well, if it's my call, go full speed. The 3 remaining people are start running around and get the ship splitting off across the land, and the dragon seems to like get excited and take chase. We'll do some perception checks. Everyone on the ship can roll perception checks on this dragon.
11.
That's a 5.
Oh, that's a performance check, not a perception.
8 for Sir Emory. And for
5.
Qiao, a natural 20.
That's going to be a 28 for Lyre.
28.
I critted
Wow.
that shit.
Nice.
Nat 20 and Lyre. Wow. Okay. You guys have successfully tied up both of these warlocks, and the silliest combination of people tied up on the thing. Evelyn and this, death monk tied up next to each other. I'm just kind of patiently waiting for you guys to figure this out after this explosion happened. This dragon is terrifying. It's giant, it's monstrous, it's old. You can see that its scales have been worn by time, but more than that, you see that it has barnacles on its scales. It has like leftover sea creatures that have affixed itself to this dragon's hide from like 4 years ago or more. I'm going to say you can start to hear rumblings and roarings as if it's speaking, but it's too far away to make out words. But it's angry, just openly angry.
Sir Emory is going to draw his scimitar and move towards Evelyn and what's the other one's name?
Her name is Alarin, but you wouldn't know
But you
that.
wouldn't know that.
Yeah. I'll move towards the two of them, and I'll say, looks like we have a dragon on our tail. We're going to need all hands on deck. What do you guys say to letting them loose?
Not the
I
monk.
think that's probably a bad idea.
Very well.
Evelyn, I don't know.
Dragon attack is certainly a great excuse to escape.
But Alarin, we cannot let her go.
Very
Evelyn's
well.
like, you can tie me up or whatever you're game with, but I'll fight with you. I'll help.
I can't trust that. Let's leave him here for the
Insight.
time being.
How good are you
Okay.
at grappling dragons?
Not very
That's-
good. Also,
That's a 22 on my insight for Evelyn's comment.
Oh, for what? For like her on if she's
Her
being
whole,
honest?
like, if she is being honest about if she will help us.
She doesn't want to die. You get that with the 28. She would help you figure out this dragon. Whether her ultimate goal is as aligned with yours is questionable.
She'll at least aid us in getting the dragon. She speaks the truth in that much.
I'll take the scimitar and slash the bindings.
She stands up.
Or
Wonderful. I
bindings, not
appreciate
Alora's.
that.
Alora's.
Alarin's, yeah.
Alora's.
That is lovely. Well, I will use what is at my disposal to assist you in. Wow, that is big. And she starts looking over at it.
At this point, Emory's body shrinks back down to his regular size. And he says, pity I can't do that again until we've had a break. That would have been really handy here.
Well,
have
you can have some bravery. Bestowing heroism.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Remind me, that's
Okay.
plus 5 HP?
Well, at level, what level do I want to cast this at?
I think it's 15. If it's
I'm just seeing regain 4 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Cool.
4 temp HP. And is that advantage on wisdom saving throws as well, or is that a different spell?
You say heroism?
Yeah. 1 second, I'm Googling that.
A willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery until the spell ends. The creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of its turns. When the spell ends,
immune to
the
being frightened is huge.
Especially versus dragons, that's massive.
when the spell ends, the target loses any remaining temporary hit points from the spell. But temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier, so I assume that's mine, and that would be 4.
Cool,
for you.
thank you.
Okay.
Let me know how many rounds pass until that dragon gets here, so I know how much HP I have, and if that thing
So-
is still here.
So as you guys are speeding off, Atria's ship and your ship is faster than this dragon. And you start to split off away way faster than it can fly. And the dragon realized this, and you hear a screaming roar of frustration from behind you. And it's going to try, it got a reload on its breath, and so it's going to try and hit your ship again from where it's at. But since you're far away, I'm going to let this be an advantage. Having Atria give me a with advantage dexterity save.
Wait, how far away is the dragon?
Let me see. It has a 120-foot range, and you guys took off. You guys can go at about 200 miles per hour, or 200 feet per round in your ship, and the dragon can do 160 feet with a double move. So I'm going to say this is just, I'm going to hold to rules more when we're on a map. This is just kind of for dramatic sake. It's going to be able to hit you, but it will be at advantage dex save. And if you guys pass the DC, there's no damage at all.
Okay, it's within 120 feet?
When the start of this lightning breath happens.
Okay, question. I want to cast my other new 5th level spell, which is Bigby's Hand. And I want to attempt to do Bigby's Grasping Hand. Is it huge or smaller?
It is gargantuan.
Oh, then never mind. In that case, I'm still going to cast Bigby's Hand, but I'm going to cast Bigby's Interposing Hand, which gives us, let's see, half cover.
Wow. Half cover, just everybody.
And yeah, well, I guess the ship, I don't know. You tell me if this is worth doing, because I'm not sure if it'll... It's really meant more for attack rolls, I guess. So
I'm going to say that you can tell as you're casting the spell, the dragon is going to have to track you guys down, and it will be able to do that. But you guys will probably have a couple hours once the masts or the sails exhaust themselves to like recombine and figure it out. Maybe like 3 to 4 hours.
Good. Okay. That's a 19. Atrea's saving throw was Dex was a 19 total.
Awesome. Not enough. That's wild. Dragons are terrifying, guys.
Oh my god.
But we'll half this. That's 44 damage to the ship as lightning smashes into it. We'll half this because
minus an
she's
additional
far away.
10.
Minus
Yes,
additional 10,
yes.
34.
Yep. So 34. Thank you. 96 remaining.
All right. As you guys streak off through the sky, Atria points down into the valley ahead of you guys as the dragon becomes a blue speck behind you. And she's pointing at ruins. And Emory, this is the first time you've seen this area, but this is the Cradle of Errol. You see one magically preserved building in the center of this large ruined area. And everything else has been destroyed by salt water and erosion and land and everything else.
Oh, do I know how smart dragons are?
Through legend and very.
Okay. Shit. I'll say, bring down the ship over there near the building. We'll have some cover in the building. Perhaps we can hide the ship to keep it from being destroyed. We need to recharge the sails, yes?
Actually, yes, magic, sure. That's what we've had to do before. As you guys resolve this, and Evelyn is enjoying the excitement, we're going to go back 1,500 years again. Phil, Argin has been received back in the Cradle of Errol to uproarious applause. He had a parade thrown in his honor. He is being paraded through the streets, and these streets are literally paved with gold. This city is immaculate. And in this kind of like unspoken, like, kind of ancient way of Spartan beauty where everything's pillars and not very ornamented, but just everything is made of incredible materials. And you have been given a bandage to wear around your stomach that is purely ornamental, because the story that the rest of the country is getting is that you've been, seriously injured in your effort to slay this dragon, and you in fact have not been, because of your duty to Tauren that you are planning to perform. Well, what are some things that he would say at his speech, accepting awards from Lady Orellin?
Thank you. You're too kind. Look, if any of you had been in my situation, I'm sure you would have done the same. I am but a man gifted with special talents, but that does not make me any different from the rest of you. Pick up a sword and get to it, and maybe even you could be the defender of your country. That's how I started out.
Like applause, wild applause from this giant pantheon of people, elves, humans, Leonin, like all sorts of, species of the land, all gathered into this hub of culture and life. Lady Orellin, who's Queen Orellin, has this gold hair. It looks as if it's actually golden filament. And her hair is transformed into this. She is an older woman, deep set lines in her face and everything. She walks up to you, grabs you by the arm, pulls you from the thing, and she's about to prepare to give her speech. And she says, "So you can pretend to die at any point during my speech. Try and make it dramatic." And she walks up to the pulpit. And her speech is very, Orellin has deemed us worthy, and Tauren's gifts have appeased Aurelian in a way that has freed us from torment and has prepared us for an age of beauty and light that has never been experienced by the children of Tauren before.
I collapse onto her. Like I fall forward onto her side.
She plays with the thing. Roll me a performance check. She plays with it and tries to grab you and lays you down on the ground and behind the pulpit.
Oh, I'm not used to not having good charisma. That's a 14.
Damn it, I was looking for so much lower.
Me too. It's a little bit gaudy. It's a little bit like, it's a little bit extra, but it's convincing enough that like everyone goes, there's gas, there's panic, and you have some like little blood packets that they prepared for you that you can like squish as you land so that there's like a pool of blood and it looks all dramatic. And as you're dying, Tauren himself appears from the crowd and comes up and picks up your body and carries you towards the temple, and all of the crowd is silent. All of the crowd is shocked to silence by this proceeding of a god. It's a moment from a Herculean story. You're brought into this room. Everyone goes quiet. Your wife and Lady Orellin enters into this building as well with you. You are getting prepared for this duty that you've been prepared for. We're going to cut back to the crew real quick. You guys land the ship near the building. You guys get out of the ship. What are you guys going to do as you enter this building?
Before we really get settled down, I'm going to try to hide the ship somehow. I want to maybe cover it with brush or something to make it so that it's when the dragon's flying by, it's not like, oh, look, a ship. I don't know why everybody talks yeah. Oh, go on.
You want to give me a survival check?
Yes.
Everybody trying to help with this?
Can I have Atreya do that? Can I have Atreya take care of the ship? Cool. She has very good wisdom. Not great wisdom, but great survival. That is 24.
24.
I'm sorry, 26.
Your girl is a
survival.
Wow. Your girl is a pirate. Yeah, and she is used to last second, Monty schemes and last second tricky maneuvers. She finds like a little divot in the earth near a bluff, and then gets a couple people with magic to cut down trees, put them over the ship, it's pretty convincing. You'd have to be searching for the ship really to find it. And she's looking up at the sky and she goes, by my estimate, we've probably got 2-3 hours tops before he's here.
Well, let's go explore.
Absolutely. I will need about an hour myself to regain that ability to grow incredibly large.
Do we not want to? Do we not want to?
Know what everybody else is going to do.
Prepare for that.
I'm going to say, if you need me, I'll be in the hold, and take a Lauren with me.
All right. So I'm going to say this is a very interesting moment because the landscape is gorgeous. And these, Sir Emory, this is like the motherlode. Like, this place is literally paved with history. And a lot of it has survived the thing. Only this weird building seems to be still standing. And it is, like, clearly magically preserved. Whatever was going on with the ocean, whatever's going on with the water, there wasn't enough magic to damage this building. But everything else has been eroded to the point where it's removed. But some parts of this building look like nothing has passed. It never even went in the water. And Lyre, you recognize like the designs and motifs from your loot in the architecture of this place. You recognize like Leonin and different species of land. I can never think of the word. Tabaxi creatures just like put into reliefs and painted in. Sir Emory, this is a dream. Like, if it wasn't a crisis, you would be carefully detailing everything you found and laying, canvas here and everything.
I didn't want to get a baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alex,
sorry.
did you have something to say earlier?
No.
Oh, I felt like you got cut off. Okay.
Oh, no, I was trying not to throw my phone and hit a cat in the face.
Okay.
All right. We'll go back to Corvus unless anybody outside has things to do.
I'm going to show Sir Emory my loot. My lyre.
Okay. While we're taking a look at the lyre, it's got runes relating to Errol on it? It's tied to this area?
Yeah.
It is.
That's fascinating. We'll have to take a closer look at it when we are not being closely pursued by a dragon. Let us perhaps find a plan for the defense of this building, yes?
Sir Emory, as you're describing this, the glyphs over the top of this building say the Temple of Tauren.
No. The Temple of Tauren. This is where... Should I...
Yeah.
I can't believe it. The Temple of Tauren. There are some very great people buried here.
Karina goes through...
explain for the dumb kids in the class?
Karina says, I don't know all the details, but yeah, pretty much like every famous everything was buried in the Temple of Tauren, in the poems and the historic poems.
People, I'm sure they're not actually buried. Like, people like that don't actually exist. But, it's ludicrous. They probably have statues to these people there, like a figurative burial. Nobody, Argon is is definitely not buried here.
He hears Argon is like, Argon? Yeah, that guy was a story for sure.
Yeah. Let us go take a look, see what this temple is all about.
That's the only defense we have.
Do I know, based on these, you said it's magically preserved. Would this stand up against, like, dragon lightning breath and dragon, like, physical attacks? Or would a dragon get in, do I think?
The magic defended it against water and seawater for eons, but nothing magical seems to have ever assaulted this building. So
yes, but
it's an open bet.
If a dragon attacked the Colosseum would collapse immediately.
Probably, but it's a kind of a toss-up. If you roll me an Arcana check, just looking at the building, and we'll let this represent, what you know.
15 on the die. Sir Emory's Arcana is 9, 24.
Okay, this place will withstand more than a normal building would, meaning to say more than one, more than one lightning bolt, but it's
it's not
mostly
impervious.
stone. Yeah, it's mostly stone. You think
Cool.
it's mostly protected from just wear and tear. Like 3 or 4 lightning bolts would destroy this building.
It'll buy us a few moments at least. Let's take a look inside.
Okay, as you go inside, we're going to go back to Daniel's situation. You have Alarin, who is no longer stunned, sitting morosely across from you, tied up.
So, stowing away on the ship.
I told you I'd be following you.
I didn't imagine it would be this closely, though.
Well, that's your mistake. You forgot how good I am.
That's fair.
Corvus, will you kill me?
What reason do I have to?
I have failed. I have failed the Order of Monks. I have failed Pith. And worse than that, I have failed my faith. And I doubt whether Pith is even worth defending.
I do just double check and make sure that nobody was around to hear that comment.
Yeah, you can tell Alarin doesn't. She's kind of broken down. She's not. What's the word? She's not. She's not being as intense as she normally is. Like, she's kind of breaking down her own beliefs. And I'm going to say this for Lore too. Killing her would be a kindness in the sense of, she wouldn't die from painful poisons that she would do to herself. But there is another sense of killing her that you could do. If you were to remove her anonymity and reveal her face, that would be a spiritual killing in your order.
Do you wish for that mercy? Because in the end, whether or not you continue holding to the order and holding to the ideals, you will still have to reconcile your faith. As you can see, gestures to his whole self. I believe in the ideals of the order, but I do not know if I can have faith in the goddess.
She's very surprised by that. The blots on her face move quickly. She kind of laughs to herself. She's like, to think that I could run from you. I remember when we were training together, even back then you were faster than me. By now you're many times over faster.
I was surprised you tried.
Maybe some part of me thought I'd improved in my desk work. She's kind of laughing to herself.
You have your specialties, I have mine.
I believe I wish for this life to be over, but not. I believe there might be some life left to live, but not for me. And you recognize she's saying that she's thinking about renouncing her vows, for being anonymous.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Gadris is insane. And with all that's happening, if I were not to adapt, I would die.
If you wish, I can give that mercy, and you will be free to choose your own path, whether that be here or in some other capacity elsewhere. You should know, if you choose to remain here with us, for You will have to earn my trust again.
Well, it'll be.
Especially.
I'll be a completely different person. Of course I would. She smiles. Her mask.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart smiley face happens.
Is that what you wish?
It's this moment of pregnant silence as she like reaches for her own hood and kind of pulls the mask down a little bit, and you see like kind of the leather straps that hold it to her face. She goes, "I believe it is."
This is the way.
This is the way.
Not
I'm
mine.
gonna pull the mask off.
You pull the mask off of her. She's gonna get a luck check here. Oh! She got a nat 20 on her luck check. Beyonce appears as you pull off this mask. This woman is freakishly beautiful. Like, extremely, extremely beautiful. This woman that you've never seen the face of, you never knew who she was, or you know, like she didn't know who your wife was. She is by far the most beautiful Triton woman you've ever seen in your life.
And has
Oh,
no
we'll
masked
take
knee.
it back.
How jealous inducing.
What? Sorry, we can't hear you very well, Phil or Alex.
I think no one cared who I was until I put on the mask.
That's hysterical. I was just going to roll that for a gag, and I was like, heck yeah. She earned it.
Well, Lauren, well met. Unless you
Well
wish
met,
to be called
Corvus.
by some other name.
For now, that will do. We have a dragon about to kill us.
Indeed. And he'll take out short sword, cut her binds, grab her arm, pull her up.
That was really
takes
touching.
She takes out one of her teeth that you recognize as her suicide pill.
Mhm.
And after she walks out onto the deck of the ship, she chucks it into the forest, just in a random direction.
I believe they're headed for the building. We should move.
We shall. You guys take off like a bunch of ninjas. As you guys are as you're exploring this building, Sir Emory, like I said, tons of history, tons of beautiful areas. Lyre, just for flavor, you see a place where the lyre would have fit perfectly, like a display case where it would have been put before. You know, like its ancestral home, basically.
Sorry.
Just to be clear, is this my dad's instrument?
Yes.
Above game,
she,
yes.
She took it out earlier. Did I see it?
Yeah, you've seen it by now, for sure.
I'm gonna, at some point during this, I'm going to walk by and I'm going to say, that seems like a perfect place to put a lyre you stole from someone's father.
I have no idea what you're talking about. This is just my lyre.
Liar! Come take a look at these carvings of. Come take a look at the carvings over here.
That's awesome.
I make a fast prestidigitation switcheroo to my old lyre look-alike. I'm like, okay, it's just.
Oh my god.
As she's walking away, I'm going to say, did you forget I'm a wizard?
She's like,
See,
I know
actually,
what you
let's stop
did.
laughing. I want this to be completely in character.
I can't do that right now. I forgot that he was a wizard.
Lyre is stress laughing as she's like terrified of this dragon coming, is just freaking out. Karina is following you, Sir Emory, and as you're walking along, her eyes are starting to prick up because you can tell she can start to read a lot of this language that's on this building. You find a place that says burial room, and Sir Emory, give me a perception check, and then I'm just going to open up everything depending on the score.
Yeah, Emory's not great at perception. That's a 10.
A 10. You look in here, and you see a painting on the far wall of this room ahead of you. Do you investigate?
Oh, yes.
As you walk into this room, there's a large tomb. It's a large stone sarcophagus, basically, just sitting in the middle of this room. And the painting is a spell. The painting is a glyph, a complicated pictorial spell that 3 days ago you would not have the knowledge necessary to perceive as a spell. But
Does it explode?
I mean, you start to read this, Karina gasps. She just thinks the painting is beautiful. It is this depiction of Argon slaying the dragon and fighting off armies and running across lands and nations. But as you're looking at it, and you can roll me an Arcana check on this, and we'll interpret this as well. This is one long, complicated spell painting.
Ooh, 18 on the die, 27.
27. This is the original source of that famous poem that Orellin wrote. And it's not written anywhere on the painting. It's hidden within glyphs in the painting, in like this weird Da Vinci Code style, like angles of the arm and cuts of his chin, and this is like 7 layers deep of magic, and this thing is a masterpiece. You could study this thing for the rest of your life and still be learning things.
Emory's mouth drops, like physically drops, and he starts like tearing up.
Karina is like having a similar reaction, but not out of understanding. She can't see the glyphs. It's clear that she can't see these hidden glyphs that Sir Emory is able to perceive. But she is just awestruck with this painting. As you are like going into it, what's your instinct here? What's your instinct to do on this?
Emory stands there awestruck for probably a good 45, 50 seconds, just blown away, and then takes out a pearl, and I begin to cast Identify on that.
Ooh. This pearl starts to like evaporate with magic as it's being, expended to understand what this is.
Oh, it doesn't expend, but...
It doesn't expend. That's fine. As you're
ritual
casting...
Ritual cast.
You ritual cast? Yeah.
10 minutes. Yeah.
You recognize this is an enchantment to put someone in stasis, to sleep, potentially forever. This is something that if whatever is in this sarcophagus might not be dead, but probably, from the strength and complexity of this magic, is just sitting in there, asleep as if nothing has ever happened from when the day he was put in. And as you're detecting magic, you recognize that this spell also has verbal components that have to be spoken out loud to say. But you don't know a lot of the words that you can see in the painting. But you know someone who does. Yeah.
He'll say, "This is absolutely remarkable. It's essentially an indefinite spell of feigned death. Something is in here and has been asleep for a very long time, since the fall of Aurelian."
Karina goes, "Well, do we want to wake it up, or is that a bad idea?"
It depends on who's in there. What does Here, come here, take a look at this. What does this look like? What does this say?
And so you guys kind of go through each of the things?
Yeah.
But
be careful when it comes to... If it mentions verbal components, if you could write them down rather than in the common tongue, rather than speak them aloud.
She goes, okay. She kind of does this weird thing where she doesn't know how to, she doesn't know how to write them. So she's like phonetically feeling out things as she's reading them. Cause her brain just knows how to read them. doesn't really know how to interpret them clearly. So she kind of writes out this IPA, crude IPA that, like a kind of a first-year college student could perform. That gives you this full spell as what you're reading off of the painting. I'm going to say, as this is happening, bouncy, scantily clad Evelyn comes in and goes, "Wow, that is pretty. That is quite pretty." And is just kind of enjoying. More and more people kind of filter into this room as this is experimenting. This central point.
No.
With the kitten.
All right, we can hear you.
He was eating something.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
You know what? I wonder if. Oh.
Alex, you're muted.
This is such a comedy of errors.
I have a mute button on my headset, but it was going through my webcam. So every time I muted myself on my headset, it was a waste of time. Sorry.
You were like, "It's okay." I'm like, I mean, it's kind of not. Like,
it was okay. I wouldn't have brought it up.
Well, the kitten was attacking. Had like a rag or something in its mouth, and she was trying to get it away from it.
Gotcha. I was like, I mean, I guess that's important too. I was very like, okay. So this all kind of comes to a head here. You have the full verbal spell in front of you. And you're confident that if you were to say it, it would activate the spell. I mean, that's what it's done before.
Are we able to open the tomb? Like, what is the spell? Will this spell cause will there be any adverse effects from opening the tomb?
From what you can tell, this spell would open the tomb. It would open the tomb and it would wake up whatever inside of it.
Interesting. Well, what are the... Is there anything to indicate that something in here was like whatever they put to rest was bad, like evil, or like I just don't want some fucking mummy shit coming back? Like,
Sir
I thought it was a
Emory,
picture of some dude fighting a dragon.
It's a good guy. It seems to be a picture of a good guy, but like I just want to make sure that wasn't like.
Yeah. What I'm going to say, Sir Emory, is as you're looking at it and thinking through these things, it's not because you're scared, like you don't think anyone's put a trap in here. It's because it's too good to be true. You're looking at this and you have a doubt of like, because everything you're seeing, everything about the spell, the placement, the labels, says this is Argon, which is the equivalent of it being like the tooth fairy. Like it's too good to be true. It's like too perfect a thing. It's too perfect an outcome. And so every indication, every bit of the spell, every part of the painting tells you that this is Argon, hero of ages, slayer of Eucidine, the blue. Like, this is he.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
Sir Emory will.
Karina says too, like, I think we've got to take a risk. If this is actually what I think it is, then it's worth it.
I like a woman willing to take risks. And I say I read the spell.
Okay, you read the spell. We're going to go back to Phil for the last time here. And let me see. Lyre, be careful. I'm going to put some music into the Discord. And so have your Discord pulled up. And this will give everybody some music as you get to it. 1 second. There we go. So the applause from outside dies down as Phil's dead body is pulled into this sepulcher by Torin himself. And Lady Orellin follows shortly thereafter. And so too does your family. And this is something that's been planned for some time. And you're about to be laid to rest, air quotes, laid to rest in this sepulcher. Your wife gives you like this sweet, chaste kiss. It's this very sweet moment. You have like a large family. And Lady Orellin also like explains to you like,
I give her a bigger kiss.
oh, so sweet. This faceless woman of years gone by from a life now dead experiences this sweet kiss and this sweet moment as she says goodbye to her husband. You let me see, is that still going on?
I can't hear anything.
Okay. You might
I
want
can hear
to
it faint.
right click and pull it up a little bit.
I can hear the applause.
Yeah, now it's back up and it's very quiet, so you can play with the levels a
It
little
is.
bit. But you have these moments of, saying goodbye to this old life. Lady Orellin has explained that this is in duty of Torin, and when you awake, things will be made clear. And she tells you right as you're about to get in this tomb, cross the deserts of Relinquary and find the center, find the heart of Relinquary. And as she closes this tomb, it all goes dark, and literally as if no time has passed whatsoever, the tomb opens once again, and the air is darker, the light is darker, it's clearly a different time of day, and you sit up, surrounded by this well-armored man with black beard, all of the people in our party looking on in awe. Guys, this is the scene where Captain America sits up out of like the rejuvenation thing. This guy is cut. This guy's got like more muscles than he knows what to do with. He is like a specimen of like male physique. Like it crosses gender boundaries. This is a beautiful Venus of a creature that is just like beautiful from all perspectives.
Sir Emory pulls a Peggy Carter.
Evelyn is literally like, like she is like backing up out of the room, like like unbuttoning things.
She doesn't have anything to unbutton. I've seen the figurine.
Phil, if you'd like to describe your character.
He's tall. Very tall. Long brown hair that goes down to the right
To there.
below his shoulders.
Long brown hair that goes on.
Yes. He is has probably one of the most square jaws you've ever seen. Very, very handsome. But he looks weirdly constructed, as almost as if he was molded by an artist of some kind, which is odd. There are slight cracks every once in a while in his skin where it looks like, what you can tell is not skin but is in fact stone, has broken and then been been fixed with gold. So he just has these cracks of gold going throughout him, like how you sometimes fix porcelain. And yeah, he also has golden eyes.
Yeah, I'm going to say right next to your tomb is where your weapons of legend are, your circlets from the gods, these two long swords imbued with fire at your command. And Karina's kind of the first to go, what's our next move, everyone?
Probably something to do with that dragon out there.
What do you ignore? The dragon can wait. What are you? Do I speak Arellin?
You might speak enough to like know it. I mean, he probably speaks Common as well. You know that it's probably an ancient dialect of it, kind of like Shakespearean, but
yeah, he'll say, "What is your name?"
Most people call me Argin.
Stop.
Although
Stop.
I prefer Jace.
Argon. I like Slayer of Eucidine the Blue Argon. Like
The
Wrestler
very
of the Stone
same.
Giants Argon.
That one's a bit exaggerated, but yes.
Is it like
I
sex with stone dragons? Stone dragons?
What is it?
Wrestling?
Evelyn comes on and goes, he can mount this dragon.
Does anyone speak Draconic? Because that would be special.
I speak many languages. I am Sir Emory Warren. When did you die? What happened? Why are you here?
Before the
I,
echoes of the
applause.
classes.
yes. I'm going to say I've never died.
I beg
like-
I just opened your tomb.
How old are you then?
What is the current year?
I'll
What
tell
was
him
the
the
year?
current year.
What was?
Yeah,
How old are you
How
when you
long
went
is
in?
this applause gonna? Okay, there we
It's a very good scene. The applause will last as long as it needs.
So he says the year, it's about 1,500 years almost to the day since he went into this tomb, which is way longer than you expected.
I sort of stumble a little bit at that, but then catch myself, and get out of the tomb. Finally,
You walk
or the coffin.
outside, you walk into the countryside, and you see the shadowy echoes of the civilization that you knew from before.
Also, I imagine he's completely naked.
If you'd like to be, you have a set of clothes available to you.
I think it's funny.
Evelyn's just
Funny.
following
This is not to put
behind.
them on.
I assume about the time he walks out is about the time that Corvus gets there. Is just
Alarin comes up to Phil. You see this drop dead gorgeous Triton woman? That's exotic. You've never seen a Triton potentially. And she looks. Is he one of the Gru?
I never.
I feel like I would have
no
remembered
idea
that.
what's going on. Excuse me. But who are you, and have you seen a group of assorted people running around here?
Why do you hide your face?
Why don't you hide the rest of your body? Gesturing to lower areas.
Can I
Why
say
hide
just?
what is purely beautiful?
Can I say that is like culturally like? There's a lot of nudity featured in the art here. It's very like Renaissance.
I mean, it's
That's
Greek.
fair.
Yeah. So this is like. Yeah, I'm gonna say what interrupts this moment is a giant screech of a dragon as the echoes reverberate around.
Ah,
Yeah,
time
it's
to
here.
don my armor.
Oh, wise, yes.
Oh,
Sorry, Emery's voice there.
I guess she's
Have we had a
with
short rest?
Yeah, you guys can have a short rest here,
Oh, thank
but
God.
the dragon is approaching. As you guys are, sitting in this area, you put on your armor, you get everything associated. Phil, Argin knows that whatever magic put him in here was from Lady Orellin. And so whatever magic got him out was supposed to be from Lady Orellin as well, which would have been the king if everything had gone well over those 1,500 years. So what Argin probably believes is that Sir Emory is the king.
Well, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna say, Warren, was it?
Yes, sir. Sir Emory Warren. But you can just call me Emory if you'd prefer.
We'll stick with Warren.
Yes, sir.
What happened to the Errolin bloodline?
The Errolin bloodline? Oh, what happened to the Errolin bloodline?
Unific. Yeah, you know that the last one, the eldest of them, died back in Old Wessex, right at the start of the campaign. And you were buying up all of his relics and an estate sales right before this earthquake happened.
Oh, Lord. The last of the Errolins are passed on fairly recently, actually. That's an odd coincidence. I myself bought up several of the artifacts.
Interesting. That explains why you were the one that woke me. But not why I slept for so long.
Well,
Why?
this place was underwater, so.
I'm going to say, gentlemen, a dragon is coming to kill us.
We're aware.
Perhaps later.
Dragon. I killed the last dragon.
Well,
I
clearly you didn't do
gesture
a great job.
in the direction of the dragon, and I
Comic,
say, "May I argue?"
comic timing. This dragon crests the hill. Just ah.
Is it the same dragon?
It is the same dragon.
Damn.
You're not a great dragon slayer, are you, dude?
I did liar! Liar!
There's a dragon outside, and it's apparently the same one.
I cleaved his head from its neck and left it to die. Seems as though it did not. Normally,
dragons
most
have, like,
things
5
die
hearts.
when you decapitate them. Dragons only have one heart. Quite a few more stomachs, but only one heart.
I like to imagine that 3 people at the same time, like him and Emory and Qiao all go, dragons only have 1 heart.
It would have made sense where they didn't die.
They can sometimes share it between other things, but they only have 1 heart.
Ah, yes. They can.
The dragon heart.
Some sort of film starring
Wild.
Lupin as an evil king.
Is the dragon like outside? Like, is it there now?
It's approaching. It's looking around. It's a dragon. It knows where you are. You can't hide from it. But the thing too with that is it's so far away. You probably still got about 30 minutes as it's approaching this building. You can hear it screaming at the sky. Where are my brothers and sisters, Aurelian? You promised they would all be fine. Where are they? It's been so long. You know, and it's breathing heavy. I'm going to say, just for clarity, so we can get to this point, Argin, as you're looking at the dragon, its eyes are the same eyes you saw 1,500 years ago. It's been awake for every minute, trapped underneath whatever it was, and seems to have only recently been freed in this earthquake.
Why did its head get put back on?
That's an excellent
Found
question.
it that way.
We found it that way.
Or rather, it found us that way.
I'm going to say, do any of you know Draconic?
I can briefly.
I have 3 unclaimed languages. Do I know Draconic?
Sure. Yes.
Through your freakish intellect, you pull up a bunch of references and you're like, it should be something like this.
Just so happens that I do now. Oh, go on.
Good. Then I'm not the only one that does. And I'm going to go walk outside of the temple and I'm just going to wait.
You stand outside the temple, this Spartan behemoth. You can just assume that Evelyn is like near you at all times now. And she follows you out as well. What are the other people doing at this point?
Real quick, I'm going to say to Evelyn, why do you swoon?
Because you're incredibly beautiful. And muscular. And are you seeing anyone?
Peggy Carter moment.
The tone of my physique should be of no concern. Any praise should be given to the artist, not the artwork.
Shit, Andy's deep. Fuck.
To him, that's very
Um,
literal.
Qiao is going to be staring.
Oh gosh, wait, no! Yeah.
Qiao is going to be staring at Jace, and the thought he's going to be thinking is, could you actually grind meat on his abs? Because he's made of stone. And that might work. But then I'm like, okay, well, I'm busy, so I'm just going to turn back and awkwardly look at the dragon as it approaches.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to start setting up our map, which I'm very excited for. Give me a moment.
While you're doing that, hooded man, you've still not told me why you hide your face.
I think that's of lesser consequence than the dragon, but if you must know, I've taken an oath.
I see we have time. Please elaborate on this oath.
Do we really have time?
Got 30 minutes.
You got until I can pull this up.
This is an oath of my order. We are anonymous. We are bringers of mercy, whether it is those in need of life or those in need of death. And we are the faceless hand that provides mercy to those who require it. Our faces are not to be seen by any living being.
That's some spooky shit. Now tell me, why did the work of art beside you not wear a mask when she wore the same garb as you?
Until just recently, she did.
Alarin is like, yes, until just recently. Yes. She's kind of overwhelmed by what's going on here.
Why did the work of art next to you?
She's very like, oh, okay. All right. That's fine. That's a good thing we can do. So if you guys go to your Discord, you should see that I am streaming a little map here that you should be able to make full screen.
I do not see a map. All I
Watch
see is
stream.
Russian.
You have to click
Press
on
the
watch
live
stream.
button.
What are you talking about?
So
That's
there's
pretty
This is cool.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I've been
I've never
experimenting with it. It's
I've
still
never
pretty
even known that
rudimentary,
you
but
could do that in Discord.
it's new.
Oh my
I'm
gosh, I need
figuring
to do
out
this
all
for my game.
sorts of stuff. Yeah.
I watch my buddies' League games and Among Us games like this.
So I'm figuring out what order you guys are in as this dragon appears. Is this appropriate? Lyre, you're over with Qiao and Karina. Sir Emory, you'll be with Atria. Where would you guys like to be here?
Yeah, I'm with Qiao.
I
I'm a
think
better
you guys-
bodyguard than
group-
Corvus.
Can you
This
guys
is
see
very
your minis
clean.
well?
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be a Lauren because I didn't know what she
Yeah.
would look like.
Well, Beyonce apparently.
Can you clip in Beyonce real fast?
I'll try and do
Wait.
that because it's worth it.
No, but can you do the clip of Beyonce where she's like screaming into the void on that football game, and it's just like ridiculous?
Oh! That one.
Yeah, the
The one that
ridiculously
she
muscular.
tried to get off the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get that in going here. 1 second.
Beyonce scream.
It's perfect. Okay.
It's not what I was thinking of that. Like,
It's not the one I was thinking of. Okay.
that's fine
Here,
now.
I'll find it real fast. But
She
we
did a
can
good
use
job
it.
getting it off the internet. Okay.
That
So
dragon
is
come
everybody?
stock? Like, did you have to pay for that dragon, or how did like?
No, the dragon came stock. Yeah,
That's a
I only
really
spot.
good-looking dragon.
Tabletop
look at
Simulator is
this.
awesome.
You can do attacks. You can do die animations. If you haven't earned that yet.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's pretty
That is-
cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I wanted to explore with this just so we could have maps. If other people have the game, then you can all interact with the same pieces, which might be better in the long term. But I just wanted to experiment for this combat.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going down. Would you guys like to roll? What is it? Initiative as we are
Please.
working through this.
That'll be a 13 for Jace.
Okay, 1 second. I'm going to pull that up. This is a lot of moving parts now that I'm trying to use all this new stuff. So run. That was a 13 for Jace.
14, actually, sorry.
14 for Jace. All right, I'll roll initiative for the Draggy Jew.
Man, Apple stuff updated recently, and I don't like it.
Hmm.
It all looks
Emory
funky
is
now.
6. Emory is
9 for Emory, 8 for Atreya.
25 for Lyre.
Oh, dang it. Atria isn't in here right now, so I'm going to have to add her
that's
in
fine.
real quick. That's fine. Yeah.
Let me get a. Oh no, I sent you a picture of her.
No, she's right there.
Her initiative is 8. Okay, what's her armor class and HP?
Atreya's armor class is 13, and her HP is 66. She is not built for combat.
That's fine. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. Atria. Okay. Now let me see. Who else have we got here? Is it people putting them in here too, or now we still need Corvus?
19.
19. Awesome. Qiao?
Yeah, but Lauren rolled better.
13.
Oh,
13.
damn it. Wrong one.
Lyre?
I got a 25.
25. Wow. Karina, I will roll for.
Okay, that's the wrong picture of Beyonce, but let me. Where did I save that shit to? Pictures. It's in Discord.
Okay.
This is the most unflattering picture that I have ever seen of anyone.
18.
Okay, I know my camera lighting isn't the best, but please.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one.
Do you want to roll dexterity or initiative for Lauren real quick?
Already done. She got a 22.
22. Wow. Okay, I think that's everyone. You've got everybody. Yes. Evelyn, Karina, and Lauren are the 3 non-player characters in this, right? Okay.
Sounds about right.
Oh, and I've got to. Okay, and here we go. So this dragon appears. It is terrifying, crackling with electrical energy. And you know this thing's goal, Phil, has always been to destroy the cradle of Errol. And it looks like in the most bitter, sad way, it's getting its wish at the last moment here. And you see it's recognizing that. It says that out loud to the group, like,
Is it talking in Draconic?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Then I'll basically repeat or translate what it says and say, like, it is happy to be here to destroy the cradle of Errol.
Oh, we won't have that.
Agreed.
It's already gone.
Oh,
Rough.
take a look around. We'll do that after the dragon.
The temple's still here.
The dragon seems kind of confused, but there's this moment of like, that's what all this clean initiative comes from, as you guys recognize that only one of you are probably leaving here.
As it draws closer, before combat starts, I'm just gonna yell at the dragon and say, "Hey, bitch! Round 2."
Huge, thick growl as it is excited to murder you. So let's make some decision on who's playing who, because if I play all of these NPCs, it might be a little bit cluttered.
I'll take care of Atreya.
You'll take care of Atreya. Are you okay with taking care of Alarin?
For sure. I was already, prepping for that.
It may be very, It may be very cathartic for you to play Karina, Phil, if you'd like. Then I'd only have to pilot one
Jace requires a lot of micromanaging, so I will only be playing him.
Okay. Qiao, would you be okay with taking Karina? Then I could only handle Evelyn.
Sure.
Okay, so her character sheet is in the campaign, and I will track her in the tracker, and we will start flowing with this. We'll see how this goes. So Evelyn gets the first turn. She goes, well, why are we being polite? Let's take the first hit. And she points at this creature and picks up some dirt, rubs it on her hand, and this guy's got to make a saving throw. This is some dark stuff. I'm going to say with your ability to detect magic, Qiao, she's casting Feeble Mind on this dragon.
Oh, goodness.
And it gets a, let me see, intelligence save. It only gets a 9. It uses one of its legendary resistances to not be literally made useless on this first attack.
As Emory sees that's a spell that scares the living shit out of Emory.
Sorry.
Is Feeble Mind, because his mind is what's got him where he is. So that scares the living shit out of Emory.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of just a monstrous dark magic, truly horrifying. But yeah, it automatically takes 15 psychic damage, and you see it recoil in pain. Not a lot of damage, but dang if it isn't a lot of scary effects if you fail. Sorry, this is a lot to figure out. Okay, and then she is going to move out to here just to give herself some distance. Next up is Lyre.
I will be doing a wind wall across the front of our battlefield.
Okay, so you are right. Where are you?
I'm over
You're
near.
over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to put something right here?
How
long is it?
It can be up to 50 feet long and 15 feet high.
Are you doing that full length?
I don't want to mess up any rangers, so
it shouldn't mess with here.
Yeah.
You're looking at the same map, right? Is that okay? Putting it right there? That would be 15 feet.
Okay.
So
it shouldn't mess with any spells. It just messes with projectiles.
There's a wind wall. Wind wall goes up. Any movement?
I will also move a little bit further away.
Okay. Is this way appropriate? Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Then that works over there. And I'll try and keep this low so everyone can see their character. Moving on. That is Alarin. Our sweet baby.
Sweet baby
with
Death
the
Knight.
updated pick. All right. Well,
Well, she's in battle. Come on.
I know, right? Well, Alarin is going to pull out. Or actually, wait a second. That is okay. Yeah. So Alarin's just gonna pull out from somewhere in the robes a bow and take aim. Oh,
You're
and
just
that's
gonna, like, pull out to over here.
yeah, pull out a bow. Like
Okay.
she's not gonna move anywhere, but
Okay.
oh, what did I just do? Okay, she's not gonna move anywhere, but she's gonna, pull out a bow and take a shot, and that's
All right.
gonna
What's you
be
get to hit?
probably not good enough considering it's a dragon. But ooh, that's a 23 to hit.
That's enough to hit. Holy cow!
That surprises me. Okay.
It's 22
well,
natural armor.
Whoa.
Well, frick. That's gonna be an 8 damage unless there's something giving her a sneak attack. But I assume that there is not currently.
I'm gonna say no. All of this is very polite, above board. No sneak attack here. So that was 11 damage.
8.
8. Wow. Probably much to her surprise, she launches this dart and hits this guy. Does he need to make a saving throw?
Yes, I would assume, but then again, like her
It's
stuff
not on her
would be
character
more-
sheet.
It's not on a character sheet, and her poison stuff would be much more to damage rather than to disorient.
Okay, gotcha. Well, then we'll say no poison unless previously on the page, so we'll call that there.
Yeah, so for right now, there's not going to be any of that crap.
She gonna do any movement?
Not really a reason to yet.
Okay, cool. And she's gonna stay there.
And that's it. Well,
Now, as he
actually,
finishes that little whip, what are you gonna do?
No, there's not necessarily much that I can do with that yet. How far away is it, actually? Like, how far is that distance? Just,
From her?
yeah.
Well, let's measure. So from her to the dragon, it is about 12 inches. So that's 12 times 5, 60 feet.
Okay, all right. Yeah, there's not going to be anything else.
Okay, sounds good. Then moving on, this Lyre action happens. There are not any pools of water. This area has been dried out a lot, so that is very beneficial for you guys. But a cloud of swarming insects appears and fills a 20-foot radius. And any creature in the cloud must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. Okay, so going back over here. He roars, these pestilent insects appear, and he's going to make them appear right. Let me see. Here. Actually, he can choose where it goes. So let me see if I can grab that. Nope, that's unfortunate. But that is going to be over these 3. So I'm going to need, oh my gosh. I'm going to need Argin, Corvus, and this
Alarin.
Alarin, thank you, Bebe, to make me Constitution saving throws.
Corvus got 16.
That
30.
passes.
Alarin's is a 13.
Okay, she
30.
does not pass. 30.
And then 30.
Holy cow. Okay, so this cloud is going to persist. And this is lightly obscured now from everyone. Everybody in this has got to take 3d6 damage. Alarin's going to take full. Everyone else takes half. That is only 8, that is 11 damage.
Okay. So half
As
of
bees
11.
and wasps and piercing creatures appear, and it's all piercing damage. Okay.
She said 11, and then that's halved as well.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
If you pass, so
I rolled a
Alarin
30,
should.
so
Okay. Alarin should have more damage, or the full 11. Okay, moving on from that, Corvus, you're up.
Oh, really? Hmm. Well, yeah, no, shoot.
It is extremely a lot to handle once a dragon's in front of you. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm gonna, one, move out of the bug cloud thing
Uh-huh.
to the left, so closer to, like right there, so that I'm actually out of it. And then I want to reduce the dragon's visibility, and so with my fancy Triton magic, I'm gonna cast Fog Cloud, and centered on the dragon, it's a 20-foot radius sphere of fog. The area is heavily obscured.
Okay, I'm gonna say he's probably too big for that entire. Is it 20-foot radius?
It's a 20-foot radius.
Okay, then that's actually probably pretty accurate. Let me see.
So it'd be 40 foot across.
So let me see, that'd be 8. So it's actually smaller. It's like you can fit literally exactly the size of his mini. So technically you're able to fully obscure him.
Okay,
So
well,
it's
that's
literally
what I
like
do.
This big, exactly. Okay. Fog cloud appears on this dragon.
And that's going to be all that I can really do right now. Yeah.
Good control level, good control thing. From here on out, let me know what your current HP is. So what's Corvus's current HP?
He's full at, well, not full anymore, at 61.
61, okay. Sounds good. Okay, now it is Argin's turn.
It's time to knock you down a few pegs, Eucidine. And I'm gonna run straight at it.
Swapping bugs out of the way, you see this fog cloud in front of you with dragon, wings appearing out of it. You hear it screeching out.
Okay, first. My first attack. Before I attack, I'm gonna draw my 2 swords and twirl them around once and say, boom! And they both ignite with fire. And then I run forward and slam into this thing after running at least 10 feet. And I needed to make a strength saving throw for me, please.
Wow, okay.
Because
I love
my
that the
attack,
activation word is boom.
I like the idea. Karina looks back at you and is like, that wasn't a joke. That was actually like, you read the same poem where that was referenced. I was like, I thought that was totally fake.
my first attack is a 19 plus 11 to hit, so a 30.
Wow, okay, so its strength save is 19. Is that enough?
It matches.
Okay.
Exactly.
And what was your first attack to hit?
30.
30, that hits.
Okay. Well, 1 second here. And then that. All right, awesome. That's almost max damage. So, that'll be 8 physical plus an additional 12 fire from the first attack.
Wow.
Second attack.
8 physical, 12 fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Second attack is going to be 28 to hit.
That hits.
And that'll be not quite as good. Oh, wow, never mind. 8. 13 physical, and 11 fire. Wow, that went flying. Second or third attack will be 22 to hit.
That matches.
So does that hit?
That hits.
Okay.
Supposed to be aggressive.
And that'll be 11 physical or 11 slashing and 5 fire. And then, since I'm dual wielding, I will then make my fourth attack.
All right, go
Actually,
for it.
no, I can't because I used the bonus action to ignite my sword. So I'm done.
Okay, gotcha. This guy from Legend, slicing through the fog. I'm gonna say for drama's effect, he jumps into the fog, just slash, flashes of light and fire explode off of this guy's swords as they impact the dragon. You hear roaring.
I do want to point out, I also have when I make an attack and I hit, I'll use Unwavering Mark. That says, while it is within 5 feet from me or of me, until the end of my next turn, a marked creature has disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target me. And if the marked creature deals damage to anyone else, you can make a special melee attack against it on my next turn as a bonus action with advantage with a +9 extra damage. And that's it.
All right.
Cavaliers are fucking rad.
This
I can
is
see
wild.
why you did not want to play any other character, but
This is a
Okay.
cavalier, by the way.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, Qiao, you're up. And can I get your hit point maximum, actually?
Me?
Yeah.
I'll text you.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, I think Qiao just went. Didn't he cast Fog Cloud on it? Or
No,
it
No,
somebody
that was
else?
Corvus.
That was Corvus. Oh, okay.
Corvus
Qiao,
does
you're
magic
up.
too.
That's
Sorry, one sec. I'm back. Okay. I am going to look over at I'm going to look over at Lyre, and I'm going to say, that seemed pretty easy when he did it. And I am going to say, all right, I guess I'm going to try that too.
Oh,
Where's
you
my
get to see it.
spells?
So I'm assuming you enter into your trance, your blade singing.
Yes. So what I am going to do is I am actually going to use my blade song. So I'm going to kind of sink into my magic, and as a bonus action, I'm going to start my blade song. So go up to AC 20, and I have quite a few positive things going on. So, okay.
What would you like to do?
All right, I am going to grab my trident, and I'm going to run forward and attack the dragon.
Roll to hit.
That's pretty good. A 17 plus. What's my spell attack? I have barely gotten to stab anyone. Where am I?
barely gotten to stab anyone.
Where's my?
Yeah,
items?
I need to make my tables a little less RP heavy. I just love RP.
Where's
Sorry
my?
about
RP's
that.
awesome.
God, where's my trident?
This whole time.
Oh, you know what? I had to make okay, I know the stats of my trident. It's fine. What level are we?
You are 9, I believe now.
You know the issue is that Karina does not have a trident.
Ah.
And it's definitely on her page.
That would do that.
Didn't even think about that. Okay, that is a 25.
That hits.
And I'm going to come in behind. Jace, and I'm going to try to shove my trident into its eye because that just seems like the best idea. So that is not very good. That is 5 piercing damage as I do my first stab. And then that's going to be 22 to hit.
Hits. That matches. None of you have missed yet. This is wild.
Okay, and then that's going to be 9 piercing damage for my second attack with my trident. And then that is my whole turn because I used my bonus action to Blade Song.
Blade Song runs up. Argin, you see this fair-faced, half-Triton individual match blows with you. Definitely not as much damage, but is fighting as well as, hitting as much as you are.
Huzzah!
Sir Emory, it is your turn.
Alrighty. Sir Emory is going to cast Fire Shield on himself as an action. So his body starts like an aura of fire envelops him. And then he is going to charge toward the dragon.
All right. So you're over here.
Yes, I'm going to try to get into a flanking position with what's his name?
Jace?
Jace, yes.
Okay.
Actually, I might be able to get a flanking with both of them eventually since this thing's huge or gargantuan. So I'm going to start making my way around. Actually, I'm going to, yeah, that's right. So I'm going to head off.
This is one move right now for you.
Yes. Yep, that's where I'll go.
Okay.
Cool.
So that's your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay. Okay. Now it is Atria's turn.
Okay. Atreya is going to use her. Been waiting for this. Mantle of Inspiration. So 4 people that are within 60 feet of her. So that will be.
I'll put it right there.
Thank you. That'll be Sir Emory Warren and Jace and Qiao, as well as I forget the monk's name.
Corvus.
Corvus. Yep, Corvus.
Corvus. Okay,
we all get 5 temporary hit points, and we can each immediately make a move action. Let me double check this. We can use our reaction to make a move, to take a move action. So this can help us set up flanking and shit.
I don't think I'm gonna do my reaction for anything else at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna move up with the dragon.
I am going to stay where I am in case I need to shield.
I will stay put as well.
Emory is going to take his movement to move as far as he can to right of the dragon. Yep, right there.
Oh, great. I didn't even know I could do that. Okay. So I'm right here. And Corvus, you close up here?
Yeah.
All right. So that was some cool negotiating by the captain, getting everybody closer.
Yep. And we all get 5 temporary HP. And I think that was just a bonus action. Let me double check that here.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a bonus action. Has she used her movement yet?
She has. She's moved this far, so I'm gonna say she's moved about half her movement.
Okay. Is she within 30 feet of the dragon?
I believe she is. Yes, she is.
Great. In that case, she is going to cast Blindness Deafness on the dragon.
Okay.
She's going to try to blind the dragon with a DC 16 Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
It already has disadvantage on everything, by the way.
Oh, because of your stuff? For
But
saving
if
throws?
I think we technically have disadvantage on attack rolls against it too, because it's also obscured from us. So if we can,
I'm just doing rule of cool because this thing is so big, but
Okay.
this guy has disadvantage on the con save on this?
just attack rolls. He's saying
Okay.
because it's in a fog cloud, it has disadvantage on attack rolls.
Well, not
Yeah.
only that,
Okay.
but also because of my unwavering work.
So it got a, what was the save on that again?
Nope, 16.
16? Okay, so it got a constitution of 30 on that.
Whoa,
It's a dragon. I
uh,
mean, what'd you expect?
that's
The
huge.
spell does not affect it at all. And let me see. So at the end of Atria's turn, it's going to take its first legendary action, and it does a wing attack. Everybody within 15 feet of the dragon must make a DC 24 dexterity saving throw.
Holy
Everybody
shit.
makes that.
Good thing
And
Corvus
the
yeah.
fog cloud is blown away.
Nope,
Of course it is.
I fail.
And Corvus rolled a 23.
Oof.
You said it was a dexterity?
Yes.
Nice.
How much damage again?
So everybody is knocked prone who failed, and then they take 2d6 plus 9 bludgeoning damage.
That'll
Oh,
be
I
20.
Yes.
30, 20 for me.
Wait,
So-
what's the deck save?
24.
24.
It is literally impossible for me to pass that. That's amazing.
4 plus. I have advantage on dexterity saving throws. Wait, no, it's acrobatics checks, not
Ooh,
saving throws. Okay, yeah, I
actually-
fail.
And what's the
Okay.
what's the damage again?
That is 16 damage, and all of you
Okay.
are knocked prone. He says, "It is time to cease playing, Argon."
I'm sorry, I forgot on my turn to use a bonus action for Sir
Yeah.
Emory.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, perfect. He invokes the Dragon's Might rune.
I thought you'd
the-
done the flame shield, but
That's an action.
okay, gotcha. Dragon's Might, you slap two things. Argon, this is Aurelian magic. This guy is for sure the king. Now
Not
let
yet.
me see. Then it is going to use its frightful presence. So each creature within 120 feet of this creature, because it's its turn now, has to make a frightened a check. Let me see whoever. Oh
Is it a
no!
wisdom?
I've destroyed the map. 1 second. It's thinking very hard about what I just tried to do. There we go. Huh. Huh. There we go. It is I believe it is a wisdom. Yes, wisdom saving throw DC 20.
Oh,
And the only people
Amazing.
who don't have to take this are Argon and Emory because you have
Oh.
that spell.
that spell was on me more than an hour ago. Or it's a 10-minute long spell, so yeah, it's long gone.
I mean, I want to reward you for doing that because it's so dope. But if you
Well-
want to have that be on you, it's not a big deal.
I mean, that would mean that Lyre would have had to have cast it again, so
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't
okay.
casted it again,
and she hasn't
unfortunately.
cast it.
It's too
So to
old.
be extremely fair, Karina is outside of the range, so she doesn't have to make this. But everyone who is prone and Atria does. So
Oh my
our
god, I
4
made it!
tanks up here. You made it?
I actually
I-
rolled a natural 20 as well, so
I didn't realize I had proficient in wisdom saving throws.
Wow.
I got a
That's
19 on
so
the
cool.
dice.
What level are we?
You're all like 9 and 10 and stuff, but still,
I'm
that's
10.
huge.
Wait, we're level 10?
I'm level
9
10.
and 10.
9.
Oh, you're level 10. Okay.
What'd you
You
get,
and me
Trevor?
are level 9.
Yeah, we're the losers who don't get warlock levels.
I think I'm the only one with warlock levels besides Karina now.
Okay, so
Every
tell me
read
who's
book,
failed and who's won, or who's passed.
I
I
succeeded.
passed.
I
I
passed.
passed due to not being in range.
Did
Let me
Emory
roll
pass
for
as
Lauren.
well?
Fail.
Lauren rolled a natural 20, but she only gets a 20.
And Atreya, I guess, has to roll too. I forgot about that. That's not going to go well for her. Natural 1 for a total of 1. Yeah.
You hear Atreya shriek in terror. You hear her shriek in fear, and she is frightened. All of you at the base of the dragon feel this intense support. Sir Emory didn't pass though, right?
No, Sir Emory did not pass.
Okay, everybody else has passed. You guys are in the heat of battle. Argin, you're used to this guy. You guys are in the middle of the thing. Sir Emory, in a flash, you are an 8-year-old child. Just got beat up by a bunch of rich kids at the school, and you are so powerless, and you're under the frightened condition. Now it is going to whip out a whole bunch of attacks. And these are all going on Argon, baby.
They're at advantage because he's prone.
They are.
Rough.
That is a nat 20 on the first.
Oh.
That is a...
Making its attack what?
36 to hit.
Okay, it hits.
I think nat 20s always hit no matter what. I think it's the only thing they do.
The second
Except
one
Professor
is
Emory, and we'll get to that later.
33 to hit with his claw.
That'll hit.
And the last is a, 25 to hit.
That one, I'm going to do something about.
Okay.
I will, wow, okay. Yeah, I'm going to use warding maneuver as a reaction. And I will bring, after the first 2 hits, I will bring my swords together, and using the ability, I will make my AC 28.
Wow, okay. So, a lot of stuff just went down. The first bite that landed on you, that is going to be, let me see, so 19 piercing damage, followed by 15 lightning damage as electricity sparks off of its teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first claw that comes after you does 19 slashing damage. And the second claw glances off of your armor and does not strike you. And it is just this massive fury and flesh freaking out on you. This creature is not, what's the word? This was not the dragon you fought. The dragon you fought would do tactics and hide in mountains and only strike when it was most convenient.
Mm-hmm.
This is a creature just wanting to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
What was the total damage on that? I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep track of health on my own tracker.
47.
Okay. All right, and let me do a quick glance over. That is its turn. It does not move. It is right where it wants to be, which is killing that man. Now it is Karina's turn.
Okay, point of order. I thought she'd cast Eldritch Blast before. Has she done that?
She has. You can allow yourself to have that spell.
Okay,
Sorry,
I'm
I'll
just
add that
checking
in.
because Karina's going to make the executive decision after seeing the dragon attack the beefcake that she does not need to get into range of the dragon. Where's Karina right now? Is this
She's
her on the right?
Here.
Okay, that's Karina. Okay. Karina's gonna move back, all the way back to like where that tree is. Actually, just
I
a
believe she has
full,
enough movement for that.
like a full movement over there, and then she's gonna throw an Eldritch Blast at the dragon. 2 beams.
Okay, roll to hit.
Wait, 2 beams, 3 beams. Somebody has
She's
Eldritch.
Eldritch Blast is only 1, isn't it?
It depends on the level.
It scales with level, and it scales with total level rather than warlock level.
She's level 5, 6,
So
7,
it'd be-
8. I think that's just 2. I think it's.
Two
it's
sounds
11.
right for 8th level.
I think that you get an 11 at 11th level. You get a 3rd one. So she
Yeah,
is going to
So
throw.
it's 5th level. 5th level, she has 2 beams. So she
Okay,
has
that's a
2
good
beams right
roll. So she would get her charisma +3 plus 4, so 7. Okay, cool. 24 for the first Eldritch Blast.
now. Okay, 24 damage or 24 to hit? No, that hits.
To hit.
Okay, it's like, whoa, Karina!
Okay. So that's going to be 9 force damage.
Nice.
And then the second attack is even better. It's a 25. And that is going to be 1 whole force damage.
You guys are launching out shells. Karina runs and does stuff. Let me see. 49. Okay. And is that her turn?
Let me see if she has any bonus actions or anything. What class are you? Warlock, fighter. Yeah. No, that's it.
Okay. At the end of her turn, he's going to use a legendary action and tail attack Argon again. And he is still on the ground at disadvantage. So that is a 19 to hit.
That does not hit.
29 to hit. Excuse me, 29 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Is the dragon still rolling with disadvantage / advantage because he's prone? But so
It
just
should be
regular.
a straight roll.
So his wing attack dispelled the fog cloud.
Oh, okay, I see. I forgot that.
Oh, that's
did
very
that.
low damage though. So that is for 15 bludgeoning damage as he whacks out with you with his tail.
Cool.
And that is its legendary action. Now it is back to Evelyn. She goes, I'm just going to keep tossing out the best stuff I've got, guys. And standing where she's at, she is going to cast Finger of Death.
Ooh. Wait a minute.
And she has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Wait a minute.
Is that the one? I'm thinking.
That is...
It's a zombie one.
Oh, okay. I was confusing that with Power Word Kill. I was like, I guarantee
Yeah.
this thing has more than 100 hit points. That's useless.
So that is 9 plus its Constitution save of 15. So that is a 24, which does beat the AC, but I believe he still takes half damage. Yep, and so that's
correct.
78 plus 30, which is truly wild. So that is 57 damage halved. So that is 28 damage. No, 24 damage because it's rounded up. She just points her finger. All of her spells seem to be finger-based, apparently. She just keeps launching off stuff. She does not move from that position, but she launches some damage with a spell into him. Unfortunately, he makes his spell save. Okay. Oh my gosh. There are my pens. Jeez. Man, if that wasn't for the legendary resistance, this dragon would be done round 1 with that enfeeble mind, which is wild. Okay. Okay, now it is Lyre's turn.
Alrighty. I'll be casting. What did I say I was going to cast in my head? I'll do a protection for good and evil on no wait, no, well, that's a touch. I'll do a witch bolt onto the
Witch
dragon.
bolt. All right. Is that a cut? That's a 2 hit, right?
That is a roll to hit, and
Yeah.
I probably will not be making that. That is a 14.
Spell goes wide, does not hit. Do you move up closer, or you can do it from that far away, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 30 feet, so maybe not.
You'd have to be a little closer.
Well,
But you can move here, and I'm going to say Witch Bolt isn't necessarily a projectile. It's more of like a beam, and that's your own spell. Rule of Cool, it goes over the wind wall.
it doesn't really super affect spells. It affects projectiles, so.
Okay. Well, your spell misses. You move up. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I can cast Healing Word as a bonus action to Jace.
Okay. You see Jace on the ground being smacked around by tails and everything. How much health do you give him back?
Hails.
Hail.
Hail.
That will be 10 total.
Thank you kindly.
10 health back onto him. At the end of your turn, he takes another legendary action, is going to tail attack him again on the ground. That is a 35 to hit.
Good Lord.
Dragons are no joke.
No.
And that is 6 plus 9, so 15 bludgeoning damage. Hits you again. Now it is Alarin's turn.
All right. Well, all right. So first thing, obviously, we're gonna move out of the bogs over to by kind of where Evelyn is.
Okay. Sort of where
That's not
Evelyn is over
Alarin.
here. Oh no.
That's Atreya. That's Alarin. There you go. So by where Evelyn is, yes. How far away from the Beastie Boy does that put her?
We'll say that's her movement there. Oh gosh. Inch boot. That's about 90 feet. No, 45
To the
feet.
dragon?
Yeah.
To the dragon?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, well. All right, so, all right. First thing.
It's so good. Ugh.
As he clicks on the upside down picture of everybody by the dragon. All right, well, she's going to try to shoot it.
Okay.
Which is actually a 22 to hit. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. This girl's getting lucky. Okay, so that's going to be, 7 base damage, but there's people around it, so that makes it a sneak attack. And so to that 7, we're going to add an extra
Yipper.
11. So that's going to
Hello.
do 20. Wow. Or no, that's going to do 18.
18 damage. That is
18
respectable.
piercing damage. And then she's going to say, "Get up and hit that bitch, Corvus!" And that's going to be a help action with her bonus action, so he's going to have advantage on the attack.
Rule of cool, this guy might kill all of you still. The stats are very scary. Okay. Lair action. This guy uses his lair action. He's tired of your friend hitting him and this spell, so he is going to cast Magical Darkness over here.
Over, sorry, 1 second. Show me. I'm over there. Okay.
And so he is just going to pitch Alarin and Evelyn into pitch black darkness. Oh, it's only 15-foot radius, so it's not quite that bad. Let me see, gonna get back over here, gonna erase that. It's more like this. Yeah, that's more appropriate. Okay. Now it is back to Corvus's turn.
Beautiful. Well, he's going to get up and hit the thing. He will get up. The first thing he's going to do is spend a key point and just become surrounded by, well, this noxious aura. And yeah, he uses his noxious aura ability, and now there's basically an air of poison around him. I'm not like directly next to my companions, am I?
You're,
Yes.
as of right now, yes, you are.
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay, well, I'll do that, and then I will move to basic, like kind of the other side of the dragon. Like, yeah,
Run
right
over here?
there. Yeah,
Okay.
so that I'm not directly next to my companions.
I think you've got like 40 movement, so yeah, that's fine.
Yep, he does. He has 45, actually. And then he's going to make an unarmed strike.
All
He's
right,
probably
punch
going
him
to
away.
miss. With advantage. Okay, so that's going to hit, but let's see if I get a nat 20 because I got a 22 again. Okay, dope. So that's a 22 for his first strike.
That hits.
Which is going to do 8 bludgeoning damage, and let me. And it's just one roll of the martial arts die. And as he does so, he's going to inject that with a little extra, like, spicy kill this thing energy and deal some necrotic damage, and that's going to be 5 necrotic damage in addition to that 8 bludgeoning.
All right.
Second attack. Let's see if we actually hit. Come on. Is a nat 20.
Hey.
Woo!
Boom.
Celebrate
Alright.
with a beer.
Celebrate with the beer. Okay, so then that's going to do. Oh, that was cool. I didn't know D&D Beyond did that. So that's going to do 10 bludgeoning damage for the nat 20. And then, because, oh wait, can I though? I cannot. And then that is my turn.
You can. It's a nat 20. This thing's terrifying. Do it up.
Well,
whatever it is.
The other thing technically costs a bonus action, which is why I say I can't.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd do a flurry of blows and hit it another 2 times.
Okay. Well, keep in mind what your noxious aura does, because I'm not going to be keeping track of it. So make sure.
I will. Basically, it just at the start of its turn, it needs to make a con save.
Okay. At the end of its turn, your turn, it's going to use its last legendary action and hit Argin again while he's prone. That is a 31 to hit. And that is 17 damage.
Just on the ground. That's what he's doing.
How's your hit
bash,
points looking?
Bash.
I'm okay.
He's got a lot.
I'm
but
okay, he says.
There's a reason I'm targeting him first. Holy cow. Let me see. Now it is your turn, Argin.
Okay. First thing, I use half my movement to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to hit the motherfucker.
Smack him around.
At advantage because you're flanking, correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
That'll be a 23 to hit.
Insect. That'll hit.
That'll be max damage. So that'll be 13 slashing plus 12 fire. Because I have hit
25.
him, I am now going to back up 10 feet. He does not get to make an opportunity attack against me because of my mobile feat, which keeps him from doing so. I am then going to charge 10 feet forward towards him and make another attack.
Stop.
Jeez.
And that'll be a 29 to hit.
That
Please
hits.
make a strength saving throw.
Same throw. All right. Oh, I thought it was a that one. That's an 11 plus, I think 15. 1 second. Yes, that is. Oh no, strength.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually 20.
Bummer. All right. Well, it was worth a shot.
30.
Okay. Damage will be 9 slashing and 11 fire. Third attack will be a 23 to hit,
That hits.
and that'll be 11 slashing, 4 fire. The bonus action attack that I got from using Unwavering Mark last time is going to let me attack now with advantage, and that'll be a 28 to hit.
Jeez.
Damage is going to be 7. Sorry, because it gets a +9, it'll be 16 slashing damage, plus an additional 10 fire. And
Holy cow.
but wait, there's more. I will action surge and do it again.
All right. So, for people on the outsides, what's just happened is this dragon has righted you all on your asses. It is freaked out, thrown up, and then just spent this past full 10 seconds just bam, bam, bam on this guy, who then proceeded to stand up like it's a day in the office and just start slashing him again as if nothing had changed.
Deals it back.
Okay, let me know what you get, Phil.
I'm getting there. So first attack, 26 to hit.
That hits. Jeez.
That'll be 8 slashing with an additional 7 fire.
8 slashing with additional 7 fire. All right.
Then that'll be a 28 to hit.
Yep.
11 slashing with an additional 7 fire.
Okay.
And then third attack is a natural 20, so that'll be 31.
Okay, yeah.
And that'll be, holy dunce, 13 slashing and 1 sec. $21 fire.
21 fire. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
But wait, there's more.
Is there really?
Action surge number 2.
Okay, let's keep this rolling. I've trusted you.
You can't action surge more than once in one turn, unfortunately.
Can you
feel
not?
like, isn't that the truth? Yeah, I was like, this
Yeah.
seems excessive.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can't do them both at the same time.
Well, next time.
Buff board. How does the dragon look?
Prior to this turn, very scary. After this turn, it is looking very bloodied and scorched. It's still much more stronger and healthier than all of you, but it is up there. It is hurt.
Let's see. I'm assuming it has some sort of reach. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I'll stay put. That's the end of my turn. One of those was
Right.
an unwavering mark, so just
Same
as a-
effect as before? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Now it's up to Qiao.
Okay, Qiao's gonna spend half his movement to stand up. Can I move somewhere that I can get flanking, so I can get
If you
advantage?
move back here, you could do that.
Okay, I'm gonna move back there, and well, no, because I don't want to stab it in the. I feel like I need to stab it in the vulnerable. Yeah. Even though that's the worst place to be. I am going to. I'm kind of shaken from being knocked over, and I'm gonna think back to the words of Gome, who imparted the wisdom to me: defeat me, or you're gonna fucking die. And I'm gonna channel that bonus action, Shadow Blade 5th level.
Nice.
And I'm just for the sake of I'm going to be focusing on the world, and I'm going to spin my trident, and I'm going to siphon off some of the shadow from his magical darkness, and form it into the Shadow Blade on my trident. And I am going to take a swing at this dragon's head.
All right, roll the hit.
Okay. The first one is a 23.
That hits.
Okay.
Man, you guys can't miss on this guy.
No
Advantage
idea
helps.
how we've gotten like that. That's like,
I'm going to use the dice app because I don't want to have to roll this many dice.
That sounds good. Jeez.
Okay, so that is going to be 15 psychic damage and 4 piercing damage.
15
Oh no, I'm sorry.
damage.
It's all psychic damage. 1 second, that's so loud.
Oh, sorry. You can change the loudness on the thing.
I
I'll
know,
just stop it
but I
entirely.
wasn't ready.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so 19 psychic damage. And then I'm going to swing at it again. It's definitely going to hit. The natural 20 will hit harder and with more feeling.
Oh my gosh, guys!
Hey, we're trying to survive this dragon attack.
The thing said this was
Qiao,
supposed to be hard.
Qiao is going to channel.
It is hard
his-
for me. If you were
Qiao's
attacking other people, it might be harder.
That's true.
It's going to channel his inner student, and he's going to do 44 psychic damage with
Holy
his
cow.
Shadow Blade. I'm just going to stick the Shadow Blade into its head and, like, scramble its mind.
This is more than the Enfeeble Mind did and the Finger of Death. This is a huge blow. I think magically every mage in the area feels this.
That's all I got.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
You're making me scared over here. Okay, now it's Sir Emery's turn. You are under the frightened condition.
Okay, Sir Emory is going to, since he is already in melee with the dragon, he doesn't have to move closer to it. He's going to maintain his current distance from the dragon. He's going to stand up, and he's going to move forward around the dragon.
This way?
Yep, that's the way.
Okay.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Way.
And then I'm going to need him to make me a dexterity saving throw, 17.
17, all right. Let's see what he gets. Ooh, only an 8 on the die. That is dexterity? That's a 15.
15? Fails.
Okay, he's going to burn his legendary resistance. Another one of those.
Excellent. Good thing he wasted it on cantrip, motherfuckers.
Ah, dang it!
8 points of damage from the sword burst.
8 points of
Reduced-
damage?
let me see if that's reduced. It's
I
probably
think he probably just doesn't take any.
probably doesn't take damage. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Cantrips usually don't.
Yep, that's right. No damage.
Okay, you run around, you feel this strong magic repel your weak magic.
Yep. Emory smirks and says, "Got ya."
Anything else on your turn?
He will bonus action. use Giant's Might, and he grows to a large size.
Wow, I can actually even do this. Let me see.
To bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Scale.
Yeah, there you go. Large size, you're immune to bludgeoning. Okay, cool. So you were right. You're right here. You grow up in size. I think under this frightened condition, Emory is still struggling emotionally. I think you're kind of forced back in this prior period, but you're not. You're a grown man who's been through a lot of battle and fear, you know.
And I'm here with Argon.
Okay. He can't, like, run away in front of his hero.
No. Atreya is going to give Bardic Inspiration to Argon. You have 1d6. You can add that to attack rolls if you need them, or ability checks or saving throws. And then, seeing that he is damaged and seeing him charge back 10 feet before, she's going to move to the point where if he moved back 10 feet, he would hit her. Does that make sense?
I don't think she can willingly move closer, which might be considered closer.
Not closer to the dragon. Let's keep her, maintain the same distance, but put her like behind him, behind Argon.
Okay, so she's going to be right on the cusp of
the
this
same distance from the dragon.
Okay, so that should have to be like in the darkness for that.
Damn it! Fuck. How far is that away from Argon if she does that?
If she goes like here, she'll be about 30 feet off, but she'll also be in the dark.
What are you trying to set up?
I want to hold a 4th level cure wounds for you.
Nice.
She's going to move there. She's going to end her turn there, but both Emory and her get saving throws to end the fear effects at the end of their turns.
That's right. Roll that. It's DC 20.
Emory's is 8. Atreya's. Hell yes. Atreya's. Fuck. She can only succeed with a natural 20.
Oh, bummer.
Yep. She rolled a 16 on the die. So she is still frightened.
All right.
Fuck. Okay. That will, in that case, end her turn.
Okay. So I'm going to do some DM chicanery, but only because you guys are doing so well. It's breath weapon. It's going to be 10 foot by 10 foot. I'm going to let you guys pick your poison on who it hits on the back row. Do you want it to hit Atreya or Evelyn?
That's a dex save.
Uh-huh.
She has a dex save of +6. Atreya
Same with Lauren.
Let me see if she's got evasion yet. I don't think she does.
Oh, no. Lauren is going to get hit. I'm sorry. Evelyn or Atreya. Who's going to get hit there? This is a story decision, but I'm going to let you guys make it because it's a 10-foot range, and it's definitely going to hit these two in front, but it might not hit these two in back.
Fuck. Send it to Atreya, dude.
What's the spell save DC?
The spell save DC on this is 23 dexterity saving throw.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, because I rolled a natural 20 plus 1, so I'm going to use that inspiration that you gave me and get an additional 4 on my roll, making it a 27, so I succeed.
Wow. Okay, now Qiao, Lauren, and Evelyn, or excuse me, Atreya have to make the save.
Yeah, I do not succeed.
Okay.
Neither does Lauren.
Oh, come on, the journey that die took. That's a 19.
Sorry, not 27, 25. Yeah, still a success.
Okay. I think it's 8d8. 1 second, I gotta double check.
Shoot.
16d10, excuse me.
Oh.
What?
Oh my god. Is this an ancient? Oh.
I
mean, it has to be.
Of course it's an ancient. It's gargantuan.
It is way less than the
Eucidine,
average.
Ancient of Ruin.
That is 74 damage.
That isn't.
Halved.
Oh, please
Atreya's
tell
dead.
me.
Massive damage. Atreya's dead.
As is Alarin.
Absorb elements.
Do I
What
have
kind? What kind of damage is it?
It is lightning.
Absorb elements, lightning damage. I take half. Oh God.
Okay, so 74 damage. Now, how much does Atreya take? Right? She takes the full amount?
Atreya failed 74. She has 66 hit points. She's dead.
She full dead or unconscious dead?
Depends on if you go by massive damage, but she was overkilled by 14 of her hit points. So
I don't usually do.
Well,
I'm not familiar with the massive damage rule.
So the
massive damage essentially says that if you take your full hit points or more from one attack, you're dead. Like you're not unconscious.
Oh.
It says
So hard
if you
that you're
go unconscious and then you take, I think, more than half of your hit points, then you die.
Oh,
Alarin is Alarin is fully dead though, because even after the 28, there's still 40 something damage that's being dealt to her. She is fully dead because her hit point maximum is 39. She is incinerated.
Yeah, this explosion of lightning energy pierces down the map. Qiao, you're able to protect yourself with some bardic luck. You're able to protect yourself. Atreya hits the deck, clearly super unconscious, and there is nothing remaining of Alarin.
How much damage was it total?
74.
74.
Okay, so 37.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not good for me. Okay.
Good news is that's his whole turn. And now it is Karina's turn,
Okay.
who I imagine is screaming, "Ah!" at this giant explosion that just happened.
Okay. Jeez. Well, bad touch. That's the draconic bad touch there.
Down in your South Seas.
Karina is going to move back. Let me see. Yeah, Karina is actually going to move diagonally, so she's as far from a grouping of people as possible. So, like, yeah, that way.
Okay.
And her full movement, and then she is going to cast Eldritch Blast because it has a really long range.
Okay. So two things.
You said the dragon has a plus 15 to con, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, then Noxosaur is never going to affect him. Okay.
Okay.
That's going to be one hit, and it takes 8 damage, force damage.
The other one doesn't hit?
No, it missed badly.
Okay. At the end of its turn, it's going to use
Oh, wait,
its...
wait. No.
Uh-huh.
Action Surge for Karina. He is going to cast Eldritch Blast again.
Okay.
No. Yes.
Nice. How much damage?
1 damage. Thanks, Karina.
She's doing her best.
Where's Johan?
Okay. Now it is Evelyn's turn, who is in the dark. She's going to use her movement to come over to here. Excuse me. She's also going to use a legendary action attack. So actually, I'll handle that first. You're no longer prone, so he can't do that. But he is going to attack you with a 31 to hit with his tail. And that is 14 damage.
Wait, who's being attacked?
You, Argin.
What did you say the attack was?
31 to hit.
31 fucking hits. Attack somebody else.
The dragon very fiercely says, "No, your death appeases me."
You said how much?
That is 13 damage.
Okay.
Let me see. Now, that is Evelyn's turn. And let me see. She's starting to run out of stuff that she can use that does a lot of damage. She's going to try this, even though it's probably not going to work. She's going to cast Polymorph, attempt to cast Polymorph on this dragon.
Swear to God.
Wisdom saving throw. It gets extremely high. The spell is not effective on him. Okay, that's that turn. Lyre, you're up.
Alrighty, I'm going to cast a 4th level healing word onto Jace. And that will be, and that's a 60-foot range, and I think I'm in range for that. That will be 14 health.
Yeah.
Thank
14 health to Jace.
So at least I can cancel that last attack on you.
Thank you.
Then,
Net gain of 4, actually.
oh, nice.
Legend, is that your rest of your turn?
That is a bonus action. I'm actually going to take one.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I'm organizing all of my stuff by okay, that's a self. I want to help other people right now. Does the dragon have any metal on it?
You see this ruined golden brace that's around its neck. That seems to be made of metal.
Can I cast heat metal?
Yeah, for sure. That's a Constitution
fucking
saving throw,
fire.
right?
Nice.
Or no, it's just
Actually,
straight
I don't-
damage.
I don't know
Yeah.
that
It is just straight damage, and
Unless
that
it
will
Wow.
off. That's good.
be 16 damage actually, full damage.
Holy cow! Truly a clever show from Lyre as the bands around its neck heats up, and this dragon who has all these defenses can't do anything against it. 16 damage. Boom! Holy cow! Is that your turn?
That is my full turn. Well, I can
Okay.
move, but
Would
I
you
think
like
I'm
to
in a
move?
good spot.
Okay.
Can I start moving towards? Is it Atria that's?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Atria, you
Unconscious?
can't see her in the dark.
Freya's unconscious.
Yeah, but she's
I'm
in the
gonna
dark.
say
Well,
I'm
I'm
gonna-
a cat.
It's
I'm gonna
magical
say you
Magical
are-
darkness.
you are a
Oh.
cat, and the magical darkness is dispelled if any higher than level 2 spell effect lights the area, and he just blew lightning into it. So I'm gonna say she's visible.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to move towards her so that I can maybe start in the next turn
Okay.
trying
So
to
that's
catch
about
her
as
up.
far as you can move this turn. Oh gosh, get out of my way. There we go. There we go. Okay, you get about there. And I think that's all the actions you have, right?
Yep.
Okay, legendary action. You should know the drill by now.
Oh shit.
That is only a 21 to hit. 21 to hit on Argin.
That's a miss.
That's a miss. First miss from the dragon.
Second miss from the dragon.
Second miss from the dragon. Excuse me.
Don't sell me short.
Now it is Alarin's turn. It is not Alarin's turn. Lair action.
It is not Alarin's turn.
Oh my goodness. I just realized
You'll
I only
never
cast
have a
a
turn
second
again.
level. I have a 4th
Uh,
level heat metal, so the next one might be really dope.
The bugs move over to here. Everyone over in here needs to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
How much damage?
Lair?
3d6. Yep.
Interesting.
She takes damage and fails 2 saving throws. Oh wait, is it 2 or 1?
I think it's an automatic critical hit, so it's 2.
It's not. They're not. They're
This
not
is a
rolling.
s- This is a spell. Yeah, it's not a hit.
I mean,
I'm-
I thought it was just damage.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, let me take a look at that one moment.
Mm-mm. I got a 27 on my.
That passes, so you only
I'd say.
take half.
Do I need? Wait, where is it? Do I need to roll?
Yeah, it's on you.
I got an
And so
18.
will Lyre, you pass. Qiao, you need to make a
Nat-
Constitution
nat 20.
saving throw. Nice. You can just ignore all damage on this one. So,
How that works, but okay.
do you want him to take the damage? You can take the damage.
I think I should take the damage.
Okay,
For
take
the
half
morale.
the damage then.
How much damage
that
was
is
it?
15 damage. So halved, that will be 8.
You said it
Qiao
was
is
15
not
to everybody?
looking good.
If you passed, it's half. So it's
Okay.
8 to you.
Help me out here, guys. I'm not actually seeing the rules for that. Does Atreya take 1 failed death save or 2 failed death saves for that attack?
I think if you are down and you take damage, you fail a dex save.
A death save. Okay.
So I think it's just 1 because I think it's a critical hit if it's an attack.
Thank you. That's right.
And
so
so
she
Lyre,
is
you will
minus-
also take 8 damage on this. And then,
Yeah.
1 failed death save on Atreya. You see the bugs descend onto her body and start to attack her exposed flesh. Okay. That is that thing's turn. Corvus, you're up.
Okay. Well, that is super
Meow,
fun.
come here. Hey.
All right. Well, we're just gonna pound into them and hope we hit. Since we're flanking, there's
smashing.
the whole advantage stuff. So, 13 plus 8. That's a 22. That hits.
13
Or
plus
wait,
8.
is that a 22?
That's a 20.
No, that's a
That's a
21. Dang it.
That misses.
You're right. It does. All right. Second attack then is his, fists just bounce off the dragon. Second attack is also miss. That's a 10 plus 8 for an 18.
I'm going to say
All right.
you see this flash of lightning, and you know Alarin is dead as the lightning goes away. And your next couple hits are pretty
That's
ineffective.
fair. Well, bonus action. We can still do a flurry of blows here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to miss. Both fives.
I mean, it's being written better than I ever could.
Hey, well. And last try here. And it's another miss.
Just Corvus desperately flailing against this hide and skin of the dragon, finding nothing but scales and bones.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's my turn.
All right. Now it is Argin's turn. Actually, he has one more legendary action. Excuse me. That is a
Yes, he attacks me.
26 to hit. Yes.
I already use it. He hits.
Okay, 26 to hit, 2d8. That is 14 damage.
Cool.
And that's its turn. Or that's its legendary action. You're up.
I'm gonna mount it.
Okay.
What would you like me to roll for that?
Roll me a athletics save against his athletics save.
Athletics. Okay.
Athletics check.
It
That's
is.
what I mean. Yeah.
That'll be a 24. It's 19 plus 5.
It only gets a 17.
Cool. I'm on its back now,
Jump onto its back.
and I'm gonna make my attacks.
All right.
First attack is an natural 20.
Oh my gosh.
Don't oh my gosh me here, Jacob.
I mean, it's a
You're
lot.
laying into me exclusively.
I am. I know. I'm not mad at you. It's a lot.
He hasn't killed you yet, though. He's already
That's
killed an
Can't get you to
NPC.
stay up here. I'll put you over here. No, I'll put you right here.
10 slashing
Can you put him on the base?
and
No, it's not
14
gonna look
fire.
10 slashing, 14 fire.
Second attack will be a 29 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And that'll be 9 slashing and 6 fire.
That hits.
Third attack, not quite as good, but still a 26.
That hits.
And that'll be 10 slashing, 3 fire.
All right.
Bonus action to use the unwavering mark attack, which has advantage. That'll be a 24 to hit.
All right.
Which will do again with the 16 slashing, and that'll be an additional 4 fire. Then action surge.
What level are
Finish
you? Hey, you don't get a second action surge till 17th.
I am the level that Jacom allowed me to be.
Okay.
And then.
Did you hear me?
What's that?
Finish him.
Okay, awesome. So.
You guys kept going doing math. I'm like, guys.
As it tries to go to bite me, I will just sidestep and then stab into its neck and use that to swing up on it, and then stab in and dig deep and just pull its neck apart, and then with one final slash, we'll cut its head off again.
Slice the head off. The body goes limp. The head falls to the ground and continues to snap angrily for a time. Everything, all the magical effects go away. The bugs dissipate. The darkness fully goes away. And you guys are left to recover. The dragon's body, same as before, still strangely alive but immobile. And the head is just angrily snapping and trying to attack anything that gets nearby it.
I'd like to perform a medicine check onto a tree.
Roll that.
Sir Emory.
That'll be a 12.
Help me dismember the rest of it.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I'm going to cut off its wings, and then we'll just cut the rest of it to pieces.
On a 12, I'm going to say you're able to stabilize a trio. It's not hard. You have healing magic. You're able to get her stabilized.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Qiao, or not Qiao. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go to Corvus, and I'm gonna say, "Are you all right?" Looking at the once existent person.
Dipper.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a little tragic, but it is also comical in that it's just a black smudge across the earth.
I think we earned the die animation.
Oh, yes, you did. That is for sure. 100 times over. How close were you to dying, Phil? Be honest.
At about half.
About
Really?
half HP?
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't be right. Really?
I could
So
have
let me
saved my
tell you,
healing for way other people then.
I have 251. I also have Heavy Armor Master. So every piece of physical damage you did to me was subtracted. 3 was subtracted from it.
That makes sense. I was like,
So-
I feel like you would be closer. There were so many hits.
No.
But okay. Whew, I gotta adapt to that. Okay, now, yeah, I mean, I'll let you continue to role play how this rolls out.
I'm going to grab the head by the spine inside of the piece of severed neck, and I am just going to drag it towards the sea, assuming there's any ocean nearby.
There is not, but
Well.
I can say that there's a
Okay.
lake nearby.
Yeah, I'll go to a lake.
I mean, I just want to offer this just in case you don't want to miss this opportunity. You do have some magical sleeping chamber that could pretty effectively lock this thing away for as long as you wanted it to be.
Well, yeah, I guess there's that. So then instead of taking it to the lake, I'll take it halfway to the lake, and then I'll remember about that, and I'll turn around and go back to the temple. All the while talking to it in Draconic and just saying, I just made these friends, and already you've killed 2 of them.
It's trying to snap at you and snap at the earth. It's insane. This creature is smart and fully lost its mind.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I shove it in the tomb.
You put it in the thing. You might need to have Sir Emory lock it up and actually do the magic, but Evelyn is following along with you and goes, that was so impressive. Like, truly, that was beautiful. Like, a feat.
The Crimson Chin
A feat.
rolls a performance check.
Not yet. I mean, it's up to him. Up to her.
You show no compassion for your fallen family?
I just met her. I actually had never met her. She was a spy. There's a lot going on you might not understand.
I understand a thought when I see one.
Quote tweet. Wait, what's your character's name? Jace. I want the Jace understands the thought.
It is now canon that thought is an ancient Shakespearean term for a harlot that Evelyn does not know.
I like it. I'll also, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I go back to the party and say, does anyone have a shovel?
Corvus, what are you doing right now? How are you reacting?
I don't know if you heard me.
I did hear the
when I was
question,
checking
yes.
Corvus.
I am well enough. At least she died having made a choice and believing that which she would. She chose her own path, and this is unfortunately where it ended much too soon.
Lyre, you managed to stabilize Atria as she kind of wakes up here, and she's confused, but also, happy she's alive. She remembers the fear that struck her. She looks over at Emory, who's still gargantuan from this magic, and recognizes that same fear she had that sunk into Emory at the time, that he fought through. Emory, what is going through your mind as this lump of flesh, still living, sits in front of you?
As it's still sitting in front of him, and his body shrinks back down to normal size, and he is awe-inspired by watching this mythic figure, and he looks back to see Aloran's body completely just burnt to ash, and he sighs and turns to Qiao and says, I am not familiar with the Triton's funeral services. What would you wish done with her body?
I say
the remains.
She was a member of. I'm going to turn to Corvus and I'm going to say she's a member of your order. I assume, based on the mask.
We send her to the depths.
So when we get back up in the air, we just push her off the edge?
Indeed. She returns to the depths.
Very well. I'm gonna go over, see if Atreya's all right.
Can I, actually, let me pull this up real quick before I ask this question. So, there is an ability that, like, the subclass of monk has, that it's technically only unlocked at level 17, but basically it puts people into a state of suspended animation. Could I sort of take the next, I guess, hour, since I don't fully have access to this feature or anything, to effectively do this to her body so that despite the fact that there's basically nothing left and there's no reason to assume that there will be further decay, just to ensure that until we can, well...
Wow, this is really sad and tragic, but I'm going to say no, you don't. You're not able to do that, but you do have a suspended animation thing just literally like 30 feet away that your character has never seen.
Too late. Already being used.
I'm going to... Weirdly enough, I have one of the things I got for my starting equipment is a bag of sand, and I'm just going to take out the bag of sand and dump it out, and just hand the empty bag to Corvus.
Well, it may be brutal, but thank you.
That's all I had.
I can give you a spoon so you can
Now you have a bag of Alarin.
Oh gosh, this is so sad.
Sorry.
And it's so tragic because she's the character who's had the most hope, and she was just obliterated in a single moment. Maybe not the most hope, but it made this just sudden change for good.
I'm going to go examine the metal thing around the dragon's neck.
Yeah, we'll say that the head was cut off before. I'm going to say clean cut right through the neck, right at where the metal was. You see very distinctly a golden dagger, just like the one that's on your Triton, has been built into this collar and is stabbed into the neck of this creature.
Can I detach it?
Yeah.
I pull it off.
You pull it off. I'm going to say, Emory, you might be like, oh, because that's definitely an Errol like with tons of, glyphs on the metal stuff. But he has just taken off this dagger that was on it.
Does the body die?
The body is fully inactive. Whatever sensory information it was getting from the head through some magical scenes is fully done now that it's far away and in a tomb. But, the body is still alive, still bleeding, still meaty, still not decaying.
I'm going to, if I put this dagger near the one that I have already, does it do anything?
No, but they look exactly the same.
Can I put it on the other side of my Triton?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what stats that'll give you. Probably nothing.
I mean, nothing. Yeah, no, just for safekeeping, because I always keep it with me.
Yeah. Put onto the other side of the Triton. So, Sir Emory, I'm going to go over to this point too. You come over and cast the spell on the tomb that locks the dragon's head in there. And when you're looking back at the painting, which constantly brings your attention back to it, it's a beautiful painting. You realize that the poem, this is the painting has the first poem, this poem from Errol, this famous poem that a king is just a man. You realize that now that you know the language better, there's another level to that meaning. There's another, like, king could translate to God and man could translate to king. And so there's a very clever double entendre in here of a god is just a king is just a man. So ipso facto, a god is just a man.
Very nice.
And there's this moment of just like recognition of this subtext that didn't exist before you understood Aurelian glyphs in the depths that you do now. Anything else before people, we want to get back to the ship and kind of figure out what's going on? What's else is going through people's head?
Is Atreya okay?
She is shaken. She is nervous. She is at very low hit points and has a lot of lightning scar wounds on her body. But she is alive and well. Sorry.
God.
Okay. We all get back to the ship.
I'm gonna limp back to the ship. I'm super hurt, and I need to not be around here anymore. And as I'm walking back, I'm thinking to myself, maybe maybe being a wizard wasn't the right call on having a lot of power. I once thought it was, but not today.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna say that out loud.
I love that everyone's like, now that everybody's all hurt, everybody's like, shut up, warrior of myth. We're all in pain.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk.
I'm gonna come up under your shoulder and help you out to the boat.
I'm gonna say thank you, but you forgot that I'm a wizard, and I cast Dimension Door and I teleported to the boat.
So snarky.
Oh, Lyre's heart. Lyre's heart is hurting. Okay, well.
You'll get over it.
Well, she didn't say that shit out loud.
As soon as I land on the boat, I collapse in a pool of my own blood and burnedness.
Yeah, and the second you get there, you're getting some medical attention from me.
Yeah, I
and it's not from me.
Ooh. Ooh.
I have
bitterness.
Yeah.
Let's see. How many hit points do I have? 5. I have 5 hit points.
A whole bunch of spell level or spells on her, and you casting Cure Wounds.
Okay, yeah. That hurt a lot. I would have straight up died if that thing had hit me all the way.
Phil, I'm going to say, after this experience with the dragon, you've locked away the head, you've tried to relate to your companions, and you look at this dragon and you realize that you could have killed this years before. You could have killed this the first time you met it. You were that powerful. But because of how it hunted and how it attacked from the angles and far away, you never got to test your abilities. You never got to test how strong you were. You realize that you're a monster. You basically withstood this dragon's attack exclusively on you that entire time, and your armor isn't even damaged. You are leagues beyond a mortal man. And I think that that's a fair realization for Argon to come to suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Emory will, as they seal it away, Emory says in the common tongue, "A god is just a man."
I'll look back at him and then keep walking.
What is you have 9 hit dice, right? Alex?
Yeah, I have, I have hit dice, yeah. I have
Okay,
baby wizard hit dice.
Well, no, here's the reason I ask. So first thing, I'm going to pull out my healer's kit, do some healing stuff, and so that's going to be 8 hit points from that, plus an additional hit point healing equal to your max number of hit dice.
Okay, so I'm getting,
I walk past 17. And I'm like, why do you even bother? Just let them rest.
So that's 17 with just the first, with me pulling out my healer's kit and doing crap. And then I'm going to hit you with at least an additional 2, like, just basically healing energy stuff. Well, actually, I'm probably just going to use all my key points on that, so that's going to be an additional 6 hands of healing. So my wisdom modifier is 2, so I already take 12 plus so 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, 26. So that's going to be another 26 healing on top of the other healing from the healing kit.
Okay.
And Atreya will, while everybody's kind of resting and regaining strength, she pulls out like an old not rusty, but like an old like harmonica, and she starts playing a song. It's real like a melancholy song on this harmonica, and everybody who can hear it regains 1d6 extra hit points from the Song of
That's
Rest.
Playing her harmonica. This is kind of like a more somber moment for the crew as you guys return to the ship, kind of rebuild your resources. Evelyn is starting to realize kind of the dark clamor that's descended among everybody as Alarin died, and a lot of us almost died from this experience. Is there anything people want to do before we have end of session stuff? Because I know it's pretty late for everybody.
I'm going to go to Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to just stand in front of her. And I'm going to let whatever comments she has just flow for whatever, because she's always talking.
Yeah, okay. Do you want me to do some of that?
No, it doesn't matter. And I will say, I'm married. Leave me alone.
Yes, sir. It's a polite nod.
And then I walk away.
Point of order, I just realized that I could not have cast Dimension Door. I thought it was a 4th level spell, but it is in fact a 5th level spell.
Oh.
So you did get to help me failingly go back to the ship and almost die.
My patching probably would have happened before we get to the ship then, as well as on the way. Yeah.
On my way...
walks by and gives you a thumbs up as you're helping him along. Yeah, let's go.
On our way there, I'm going to lean over to Lyre and I'm going to say, was it a good idea to fight the dragon in the front? I don't think I should have done that.
You will have gotten 13 health points from me in this scenario.
Yeah, I'm almost I'm back to like 60, so I'm in the good zone.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go to Sir Emory.
Okay.
Are you the king?
Oh, not yet, but God willing, one day.
Karina blatantly overhears this and is like, she's got like 12 things to process on that. No, he's not the king. I am the queen of Old Wessex.
I didn't mean to imply, oh, Lord.
I know you didn't, of course. No, that would be so improper.
What is Old Wessex?
He has a -2 to charisma. So he's very loud and boisterous. Sir Emory is not like the most charismatic man.
She kind of walks you through the history of Old Wessex, and that the people from this land moved there after the waters took over the sea and Pith sank down the land. And she walks you through the history of all of that, and that she is the queen of the kingdom that became or was originated from Aurelian, but this man can do the magic of Aurelian, whatever that means to you.
What does Karina use as her surname?
She introduces herself as Karina Brightlands.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So you're the queen.
Yes, that is correct. And this is my protector.
Then who is the king?
Oh, the king is dead.
Currently, there's not one.
My husband died tragically right after our weddings. After he was struck down by a god.
I am going to roll insight on that.
Yeah, roll insight.
Oh, Karina's so bad at that.
That is a natural 17.
Okay, I'll roll deception on her. She did get a 16, and I believe she has a pretty high deception, or higher than 1.
It is +3.
Wow, yeah, so he gets a 19.
Okay.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's the first time Karina's like passed a deception.
That is a shame.
It is not. He was a brute. He would have been a terrible king.
In what way?
She lists off how miserable and terrible and awful Johann was, and womanizing, and slept around, and all of the ways in which Johann was a terrible person.
I understand. Well, let us hope he is truly dead. In every
Hashtag boss
sense of the
fight.
word. As we have seen here today, there are some things that are not bound by death.
Okay. This night comes, and you guys are preparing to go down to sleep. There's going to be some scenes I'm going to play out, but these will be, there's only like 2 of them. 3 of them, but one's really small. Anything anybody else would want to drop in real quick?
Are we making to leave the island next session, or are we going to explore the island further?
I mean, Atria, it's not an island. This is like the middle, this is a large settlement in the land. Atria is like, the sails are depleted. I don't know how we'd move on for a couple days unless you can pull out some magic.
Nah, that as long as we're going to eventually explore this island, there is nothing I want to do this session.
What kind of magic do you need?
A relic.
So just any magic cast into the sails?
Sails are built in such a way that they naturally regenerate magic. I don't believe I know of a way to recharge them, although that may be worth looking into.
This is the place to find that.
Maybe I will develop a new spell.
Is it so worth getting away from this place so quickly?
Well,
for you? Well, I'm talking to Jace. Is it so worth getting away from this place so quickly?
I have nothing here. Everyone I've known has been dead for 1,500 years.
This is still home.
This is a pile of rubble.
Hey, there's that temple. Go back in it.
It is made from the earth, and it will return to the earth. I am made of the earth as well. Anywhere there is land, I call home.
Well, let's skedaddle as soon as possible then.
Question: were the old Aurelians, were they known to worship Tauren, or did they worship Aurelian?
That is a very complicated question.
I will ask.
Yeah. No. Tauren was a god among them. He walked among them as a citizen of the Aurelian culture, but also as a god, far powerful than any of them. Aurelian became the caretaker of the Aurelian relic culture before he left, history is vague. He just stopped interacting around the same time that Queen Aurelian died. And that was also when the land started to sink into the sea. But so he probably knew Torin. He probably knew the god Torin personally. But it's questionable if he ever saw Aurelian.
I'll ask him that then. I'll say, so question, that was very religious in regards to Torin. Do you worship Torin or do you worship Aurelian?
I am Torin's created.
Really? Do you mean actually created? Like your body seems molded. Like you were created physically by Torin.
I believe you've answered your own question.
I'm going to say this too, just out on the side. Sir Emory, technically, if we were to believe like the most purest form of all religion with Torin, all creatures, all species of the land were born of, created by Torin. So technically, you went back in your own genealogy all the way back, you would be created by Torin in that respect. But this is like Amish level, like really retro Hasidic, like this is deep religious that's like assumed false.
It's like God made a second Adam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, by that definition, I mean, was it the demon monsters or the Leonins? Those would also be a separate creation. But this is apparently a single separate creation.
Interesting.
I was created for a single purpose. To stop some evil or darkness. Annoyingly, it's been quite vague most of my life. I was created, I was told, go forth and learn. So I did. I became amazing. And then
It's
I woke
true.
up here.
I mean, it is true.
Well, on the bright side, there's Pith, and she gave us these weird-ass warlock marks. And I'll show mine on my heart.
This lady just showed you the sign of the devil. The most devilish thing you've ever seen in your life.
What would I know about Pith?
She's Satan. I mean, she's like about as evil as you can get. Aurelian hated her, Torin hated her, and
Would I have met her?
No, you have never met Pith.
Okay. You bear the dark mark.
It's not something I want.
Unfortunately, it is something you have.
Well,
Karina holds up her hand. So too does the queen.
Now,
she was trying
why
to spread
does
that fucking mark around.
Extend from your finger, but hers on her chest?
Oh,
she
clearly married evil.
Respond for that.
And
she goes, my husband, who I have previously described as evil, had an equally evil father who has entrapped his entire family in the clutches of this devil.
And at some point, one of my ancestors had sex with that dude's dad.
He's like, yes, that did happen, yes. I love the idea of this all settling at the same time. Okay, we can talk more. I'm going to get to the point where we can end this recording because it is an exceptionally long one. At night, Phil, roll me a wisdom saving throw, your character Argin. Four. You have a vague memory of Torin. That's all. Just a vague dream of Torin talking to you in muted tones. Now, Sir Emory Warren, this is specifically for you. You wake up the next morning, you wash your face in a wash basin, and I want you to explain like how you felt so many years ago when Professor Lambert saved you from being beaten to death by these teenagers.
Yeah, Emory was, he found himself like, did it happen at the school?
Yeah, it would have happened when you were like 8.
When did I start? Was I working there as a janitor yet, or no? Probably not.
You had started when you were eight years old. So this is right before you were hired. It was through this experience you were hired at the university.
Yeah. So one of them had one of the teenagers had like spilled a glass of wine, and they like grabbed Emory and like made him clean it up, and then Emory like cleaned it up and missed a spot, and one of the teachers was able to divine like who had this wine.
And he got fined or got bad marks. So they fined him after that and just beat the ever-loving snot out of you. Your face is hamburger. It is inappropriate. It is very uncool. Professor Lamberts finds you and nurses you back to health, just shocked and terrified by what his students have done. And he's talking to you. And he says, "Boy, this is horrible. Is there anything that I can do to help you? This is the worst beating I've seen in my life."
It is. It's my lot. I'm lucky to have a job.
He stops and he says, "Money is not worth this." And he holds up the rag in his hand.
Without money.
He says, "I want you to look at me. Money will help you, but it will not help you if you do not have this." And he points to the rag and he says, "This is your gold. Do you understand? You are nothing without your life." And he looks at looks at you with the rag in his hand. How do you think Sir Emory would respond to this?
He starts crying.
Sweet kid, just trying to figure out his lot in life and perceives money as the answer to all these things.
Well, he's not even like trying to make an exuberant amount of money yet. He's literally just trying to like help his mom pay the bills on the house. Like, yeah.
It's from this experience, Professor Lambert sees something in you. You remember growing up from that point, you felt like a chosen one. You felt like someone with a future because Professor Lambert selected you and helped you grow up out of this position. But you were always self-made. You remember sometimes around like when you were like 17, 18, when you kicked out of the school and then you started this journey, you always pictured yourself as a self-made man. Everything you did was through your own grit and grime and opportunity and intelligence and wit. And only then when you were like 8 did you ever picture yourself as a chosen one or had even a slight dream that you would wake up a sorcerer or something that would make you powerful.
Yeah, like he wakes up and he's watching the blood off his face and he like is brought back to that moment and realizes just like exactly how lucky he was that was like that happened, because had that not happened he could have gone his whole life like not lucky that he got the shit beat out of him, lucky that Lambert's had like given him a chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's with this thought and as you're washing your face off that you see a single, not gray, not white, but golden hair protruding from your mustache. Just right here.
That's... like gold, not like blonde, like shimmering gold.
The only thing that you could think of to compare this to would be the original Lady Errol.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. I don't even know what Jesus.
I'll let you figure out what you want to do for that. We'll cut away from there. The last scene I'm going to end on is there's that same marble pedestal with a great hole in the center and a golden chain descending from it. A black tentacled protrusion pulls up from the base and feels around the top of this marble base. And that's where we'll end our session.
Cool.